There we go.
Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome to the inaugural episode of War Sheep on the Trickle Up in conjunction with Mute the Media. Tonight we have a special set of guests. We're joined by the one and only Richard Ojeda, the voice of the people and the TikTok famous U.S. Army Overlord, Ken of Ken Does TikTok, Calamity G.I. Jane, and of course, Boyce the Skeptic. I'm Aggressively Liberal, and this is your buddy check. We've had a rough few weeks of media pertaining to veterans, as though they haven't had a rough go at it already. We find ourselves in a cold civil war, and it's up to us veterans to demonstrate leadership and courage. Phone lines are open. Check on your battle buddies. Brought to you by some weird beer Boyce is drinking.
Salted Caramel Portal, people. Step your game up. It is boom. It's not a boomer-approved beer either, just so you know.
Nobody told me we had beer on hand, man. I have my Guinness here, man.
But I think we should start with doing our.
We'll go clockwise.
Yeah, so we're gonna go and do quick introductions again, guys, in case you haven't joined us before. My name is Boyce. I'm the Mindful Skeptic on YouTube and my podcast, and I'm the host of the Trickle Up network. And I served in the U.S. Navy for 4 years, from '94 to '98, at a nice, quiet Bill Clinton's Navy for 4 years. I got lucky, and I just love getting people together like this to have great conversations. All right, Richard, it's on you.
Richard Ojeda, did 24 years in the military. I'm the national spokesman for No Dim Left Behind. I did 3 OIF, 2 were combat, and 1 OEF.
Overlord.
Hey, power to the people. Go by U.S. Army Overlord, retired combat vet. Did 5 deployments, Cuba, Bosnia, Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan. But my most important fight now is being a social justice warrior and holding it down for the people.
All right, Ken.
Hello, everybody. Ken Does TikTok. U.S. Army veteran, combat veteran. Did 2 tours OIF. OIF. Was stationed out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and did a tour in Germany, 1st AD Armored Division, 1st Armored Division, and just here to be part of this and very honored to be.
Awesome. All right, Aggressively Liberal.
I am Aggressively Liberal. I am a combat veteran with 10 years of active service as an infantryman. I did 2 OIF, 1 OEF, Solder City and Kirkuk, CIB, EIB, and all the fun stuff that comes with that. And Calamity?
Hey, everybody. I'm Calamity. I'm a 16-year Army vet. I did a tour in Iraq and a tour in Afghanistan. Served as a 68 Charlie, which is a practical nurse. And I'm pro-people. That's it.
Can I say something real quick?
Absolutely.
2 things. First off, U.S. Army Overlord, you are my dude. I love your TikTok, my brother. I love your TikTok. I love your TikTok. And Calamity Jane, let me tell you, you're an amazing person. You know, a lot of people don't realize, what you guys go through and the things that you guys see. And I'm sure you probably have, Baghdad ER. That was the first documentary that come out that really laid it out with what you guys do, what you guys go through. Let me tell you, I know that you've seen far more than most of all of us, in terms of the effects of war. So I just want to say, you're an amazing person.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That is the home base right there. 28th Cash at Baghdad ER. So yeah, during the surge. Right there with you.
Not to mention the only one that wore a bow tie, so the rest of you guys look homeless compared to her.
Big facts.
Had to dress up. It's my first live ever, so
you're kicking ass already.
So we got a unique opportunity here to use a platform that Boyce has kind of developed quite the following, and then of course Overlord brings the smoke from Union Gang, and Ojeda brings his folks from Airborne. But as veterans, we've had a rough couple weeks with everybody looking to us for the answers for what to expect from Afghanistan, what we thought from Afghanistan. And Patrick Lawler on TikTok kind of put it out really well in one of his TikToks, and he goes, the veterans are victims of this too. Like, not just the people of Afghanistan. So going to a veteran and expecting that they're going to give you the right answer is not necessarily the best route or avenue to take, because they're still processing a lot of things, and we've lost a lot of good people over there. Personally lost a couple from my squad, and looking back on it really drags up a lot of those memories. And I know that Calamity's been firsthand in a lot of that. I know Ojeda and Overlord have seen their fair share of the white elephant up close, and same with Ken. Boyce, you just pretend like you don't hear this right now.
I'm in the rear of the gear. I'm the Navy, guys. Sorry.
So we kind of wanted to put together something every couple of Mondays, every 3 or 4 Mondays, where we bring on some veterans. We take live calls from the audience. Other veterans can come in, show some support, get their voices on the line, get connected with us as creators, and kind of build our own swarm of veteran creators online. So I know that all of us have platforms that we're working on doing that with. So I thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. And Boyce, you want to start us out with a topic, something to talk about?
Well, I think the big thing. Oh, go ahead, Richard.
I think that, what you said, ultimately, I mean, we all found ourselves, in those fights, Iraq and Afghanistan, and I refuse to let anybody tell me that we lost. I ain't gonna put up with that.
Big facts.
I'm gonna tell you right now, we never lost a fight. We never lost a fight.
No,
we were out there. We did everything that was asked of us. The truth is that we should have come home in May of 2011 when we killed Osama bin Laden.
Exactly.
We could have come home and we could have had ticker tape parades, and we could have said, look, we got this guy. We won. But we stayed. We stayed for another 10 years. And the reason why we stayed for another 10 years is because we got people on both sides of the aisle that make money when we are at war. That's why they don't want transparency and dark money, because they know that if we find out who's writing the checks to them, we're going to be pissed off. Absolutely. So I refuse. Aggressively liberal. He's right. When he called me the other day and just did a buddy check, and the truth is we got to do that. We got to do that with everybody, because a lot of people, some people are taking this really, really wrong, and we've got to explain to them we didn't lose no fight. We did everything that was asked of us, and we accomplished every task. I don't like thinking that there's people out there that are struggling and feeling like, we were given up on. Let me tell you something. We never lost a fight.
Yeah, it's not fair for the veteran community to say that, to feel like they're projecting their loser mentality onto us, because they're the ones that failed, the politicians.
Yeah.
These so-called elected officials that take our tax money and shit it in our hand, before they shake it. And that's what I kind of take from all this is, like you said, Richard, we had an objective and we met that objective, and then we just hung around for a decade to kind of make some more money and charge the military $100 a load for fucking wash, and silly shit like that. A 6-pack of Pepsi costs $45, and everybody else wins, but the people on the ground and their families back home specifically are traumatized by not knowing if their loved one is okay every second of the day. That's what bothers me too, is people don't talk about the families that have to sacrifice their young adult lives as a spouse, or the children that are traumatized, especially if someone is injured, or if they hear something on the news or now with the internet, with the social media, hey, there's a bombing and blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden, like, oh shit, I think my uncle's there, or my dad's there, or my mom's there, or my aunt's there, or my sibling, and there's a lot of trauma.
Here's what I worry about, though. I would tell you, it wouldn't surprise me if within the next 2 years, they have already got somebody lined up that needs their asses whipped. Because, U.S. Army Overlord knows He was in Bosnia. He was in Kosovo. That was just Biden time. You know, we were marking time in another place, doing the same thing, just to wait for another thing to go off.
And why quiet is kept, man. I was already doing briefings on knocking off Saddam in 97. Shit was so real there. I was like, holy shit, are we gonna hit Saddam? I mean, we had everything. We had their locations. I was like, man, I guess we go finish this up then, right? Because that's always been, we always knew. All my deployments, man, you know who always been there? Halliburton, Brown and Root, man. From Cuba 95, Bosnia 96, Kosovo 99, Iraq 08, Afghanistan 2013, they never missed a damn beat. And it was always there. And I personally spent more money. I spent $2.4 billion in Afghanistan, and we argued bitterly about it. I was like, we know this guy is crooked as hell. Why the fuck are we giving these guys the money? And it's like, hey, well, your mission is to, you want we all gotta play our role, and your role here, Master Sergeant, is to watch your lane. Right.
And we broke Calamity. We broke Calamity. We did. Because we kept a fresh flow of bodies that were barely hanging on. Yep. And at the end of the day, I mean, and the thing is that why can't we do? And everybody remembers Desert Storm. Desert Storm was that's the way we should fight every war. We let the Navy and the Air Force do their job. When the Air Force and the Navy do what they do, you can give Boyce all the shit you want. But when the Navy daggone decides to get busy, the Navy will turn a whole entire village into a glass factory. We don't even need to put boots on the ground. But the moment that we put the aggressive liberal on the ground, then that means it's time for a long drawn out. It's about money. It's about money, and nobody thinks about the Calamity Janes and what they're going through. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, all of us we've all seen things that nobody should ever have to see. But I'm telling you, I'm really impressed with you, Calamity. I don't even know who you are, but I know what you've done.
Yeah, I think that if you ask any veteran, how we feel about what we did, every single soldier can tell you they did what they had to do. Everything that they put in front of us, we took care of, no matter what it was. Even if they moved the marker, we took care of it, no matter what the cost. And
I hate jumping in here, but what Calamity should be doing? Honestly, right now we've got nurses all across this country that are wore down with this COVID. And you know what? Honestly, you should be a person traveling around motivating these people, because they have, right now they're going through what you went through. That's a fact. They're going through what you went through. Nurses today are like, it's all we do is go to work and move a body from here to here and out to the cooler in the parking lot, and you did the same thing.
The compassion fatigue is going to set in, and they're going to start taking their lives. It's not going to take long, because it's been 1.5 years now, and it's not stopping. It's going back and forth. Mm-hmm. Unless we get it under control.
The politics right now, the dirty ass politics right now, man. So,
well, I'll tell you guys right now, I'm a frontline healthcare worker. I'm a physical therapy assistant in a home care settings. I go into homes. And Friday, guess what? I got exposed once again. Someone popped positive that I treated, and now I can't hang out with my family for a week just in case, like I can't go visit my girlfriend and, go to my kids. I can't do nothing until this Friday. Hopefully I can go to my kids' varsity football game this Friday. But I know at the hospital when I worked there, son of a bitch, those are long 12-hour shifts there. And then of course people are starting to call off their 16s and their 20s, where I think the nurses in ICU are just, like you're saying, Calamity, they're ready to just call it a day and say, fuck this.
So I'll tell you this.
People are quitting.
When I was in Iraq, in Baghdad, that was my hardest deployment by far. I was there during the surge. We got extended to 15 months. We saw the 28th Combat Support Hospital saw the highest amount of casualties that any other medical unit had to witness or take care of. We lost our some people because it was super hot back then. So we had to play these mind games to keep ourselves going, to the next day, we're dissociating and still taking care of business. And I think that a lot of these nurses are like not engaging the effects of the compassion fatigue that's going to set in, because it's just too much to try to continue the fight. I mean, it's a fight for them, because they're fighting misinformation, politicization of the healthcare, like all of it. They're fighting their own family members. At least everybody when I deployed was on the same side. Now they're taking it from family members and close people, friends that, they're like, oh, I don't believe in what you do. Like, what do you mean you don't believe? Like, I'm in it. I'm telling you this, it's real. Wear a mask, vaccinate. And even the people are not, their own people, their own family members are not supporting them. So at least when you're deployed, you have America behind you.
Yeah,
until you get back. Until you get back. But,
I think we're all going through that right now in terms of the COVID piece. I think everybody's got a few people in their family just refuse to see the light and don't want to research anything. And that thing is, like I said, I just got off my live, and the last question that was asked of me was, how is the VA going to deal with this? Because we have people that are expecting to get surgeries, and the VA is going to do the same thing that the healthcare industry is doing. I mean, right now, hospitals all across the country are becoming nothing more than COVID wards. And oh, by the way, these doctors are getting pissed because a brain surgeon, an orthopedic surgeon, they're not getting money. They don't get paid to watch COVID patients. They get paid to do surgeries. And right now, they're not being able to do them surgeries. So I look for the medical industry to do something really, really soon. It's going to happen.
I think it starts with the money, though. The insurance company is going to take care of business.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I'm waiting. Have the insurance companies, what the insurance companies should do is they should come out and let everybody know vaccine's free. If you're not vaccinated, you're not going to get it. Your insurance company's not going to pay. If you think the insurance companies are going to pay, you're crazy with the heat. They're going to say, "Excuse me, were you vaccinated?" "Oh, you wasn't." "Well, I'm sorry, because it was free, and it was
it's going to save them money.
Yeah,
that's what it matters, right? So that's what I think is going to kind of right this ship is the money, because no one else gives a shit about. They don't give a fuck about us.
Insurance companies don't make money by giving it all away.
You're damn right.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
Kind of like the no helmet law. No one wanted the insurance companies wanted the no helmet law more than anybody for motorcycle riders, because it's cheaper to die than to survive a motorcycle accident with a helmet on.
No, I was a state senator when that fight was going on in West Virginia, and the truth is that $50,000 ain't shit.
Right.
$50,000 insurance so you could ride without a helmet is only about 2 days in the emergency room when your friggin' head's being cracked like an egg.
Or 1 day in the ICU, and it's your money shot.
Done.
It's cheaper to pay you to die than to take care of you.
I took a pipe to the back of the head and 8 broken bones in my face with brass knuckles, and that shit was $164,000, and I was only there for a few days.
Damn.
That's just crazy, man.
I'm a hard motherfucker to kill, though.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
The facts on that motherfucker right there.
Clip that, motherfuckers. Let me tell you that right now.
I think you did in the last one.
Oh, I did. I had fun with that edit. Let me tell you.
I would make that my fucking ringtone. So,
but I think we got to focus on the mental health too. So that's the whole point of this, right? So, is there anyone here that has any groups or nonprofits that anyone's working with in their local areas for veterans that they've like to shout out that could use some more help?
Comments, you're included in this too.
I don't. I think what Aggressively Liberal did, is the best thing. Is as veterans, all of us have friends that we serve with, and it's important for us to make those calls. I was surprised. I got the call from him, and he was like, "Hey, just checking in on you, man, seeing how you're doing." And honestly, nobody's ever done that to me, man. Nobody's ever done that to me. And I really appreciate that. But that's what we have to do. You know, I gotta call my buddies, you know, because I'm telling you, there's still people out there that are being made to believe that we lost this fight. And let me tell you, every one of us have got people that we know. I mean, I got 13 names on my body of brothers that didn't come home, man. And, you know, every one of us, I'll be damned if I say that they died in vain. But we got to make sure that all those that were with us also know that they didn't die in vain.
Yeah, a lot of that is going on right now.
Well, here, yeah.
A lady from CNN, you know, she was talking about, you know, well, hey, the Taliban are celebrating because they beat, you know, the most powerful army on earth. I was like, bullshit. I didn't want to flip the TV over. I'm like, who the fuck they beat? They beat 1st Infantry. They beat 82nd Airborne. They beat 10 Mountain. Who the fuck did they beat? Because they damn sure didn't whoop our asses, man.
They didn't
I said that corrupt ass government fell fucking apart, man. While we sitting there paying the money to pay for them, you know, patches. We knew it was a complete failure, man. That government was trash even in 2013. And it was a complete shit show down there, man. Complete waste of money. We knew the finance minister wasn't fired because he was stealing the money. He was fired because he wasn't breaking bread with his tribe. And he came back 3 months later in another position. And I'm like, we just go keep giving them the fucking money?
Yeah,
right?
I tell people all the time, I had 164 vehicles. I ordered 164 vehicles for 8 police stations in Afghanistan. I got 42 vehicles. I made a call and I said, hey, I'm missing over 100 vehicles. And the guy said, just reorder them. So what are you talking about? Because it was corrupt and we knew it was corrupt. Yep. And that's the thing. Nobody did anything. You know, when the president loaded up money and snuck out like a thief in the night, all them leaders in the Afghan military was like, our commander-in-chief just left. What are we going to do? And they probably thought, I don't want to be the only one fighting here, and I don't know what's going on. So, I mean, they caved.
Yes, no leadership. But can you go ahead?
Zero accountability.
Well, talking about, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, talking about the covering down, we kind of talked about that the last time we all met. And I think that with some of the seniority we have for the time we've been veterans, I think now we have to take that extra role to support the incoming. Because when I first got out, I had a lot of support from Vietnam veterans I knew, even some Korean War veterans, Desert Storm, the conflict in Somalia, Bosnia, Kosovo, and basically some of the people who deployed to Iraq around the same time I did. So even with the different experiences we all have had, some having more, some having left, I think now it's time for us to welcome in the new batch that's going to be coming in. And we have to kind of up our support roles. Not necessarily we can't identify the problems that we still have ourselves, but we have to kind of make space for them, because this is what veterans down the timelines have done for years. They've made space for the new combat veterans and their issues and the things that we can do to help them out.
Spot on.
It is spot on. And just looking on this page, we're all NCOs, senior NCOs, and we've got an officer up here too. So we're all naturally, we've proven that we're all leaders. We're capable of leading. So use those skills that were developed through your different leadership courses and through, on the ground, boots on the ground leadership to lead in your communities with the other veterans. I know for the most part, even junior NCOs, when told to do something in an authoritative manner, like at a DNA level, they react and start to do that as though they're being told by one of their NCOs. When you're checking in with your buddies, when you're checking in with your fellow NCOs and your former soldiers, even, you call your LT up, be assertive. Like, no, I'm not taking, I'm good as an answer. Like, fucking talk to me. What'd you do yesterday? Because we naturally put up a hardened shell. It's our own personal body armor, and we've got to let our buddies know that they can take that off when they're around us. We're not there to harm them.
And ridicule or judge,
I'm gonna ridicule you. So
you're an asshole, and I'm an asshole too. So we smell our own.
Well, but at the end of the day, though, we will give.
Hey, at least he's not Space Force, man. We all good, baby. We all good.
I mean, we'll give each other hell because that's what we do. But at the end of the day, we also know, when it comes to this, I gotta pick up a phone and I gotta call my buddy RL. He was my NCO when we was in Afghanistan, and I gotta give him a call. And I should have already called him. So I'm wrong in that aspect, but I'm gonna get it done.
Well, I do think there's a good point that you made earlier, Richard, about Calamity. Like, she could be like almost a coach or I don't know what kind of time you got, but I'm not speaking for your time, Calamity, but someone in her position could have that opportunity to kind of share their knowledge and experience and their coping mechanisms.
I think with what Calamity has went through, I think that, I think that any nurse that right now in this country that is worn out, I think that they would benefit from Calamity. I really do. I mean, I really mean that, because I mean, it just, when that documentary, the first time I saw that documentary, I mean, it brought tears to my eyes, and you don't think, I mean, I'm a combat engineer, so I'm out there going up and down them damn roads. And look, I went with my troops. I'm a paratrooper, so you don't lead from back, you lead from the front. I mean, just we aggressively liberal. I mean, he knows the same thing. I mean, just it's people that we know ended up in those places. Just the things that we saw can't even compare. I mean, you saw it every day, all day. What you saw is what these people are seeing right now. They're not seeing arms and legs missing, but they're watching people draw their last breath every day over and over again. And that shit gets old. That shit gets old. And it's in the hallways now. And they're making makeshift. They're turning parking buildings in Florida in COVID wards. These people are dealing with death at a level nobody should ever. Even if you're in the medical industry, you should never deal with death at that level. And right now, like she said, people are getting tired and they're becoming, they feel helpless because no matter what they do, all they do is move the dead.
Absolutely. In Baghdad ER, we worked 4 on, 2 off, but like that's a 12-hour, because I was in the ICU. So it's 12 hours. Well, 13 because you got to do, report and all that stuff. But it was just nonstop. And then when you had, you had 2 days off, but you were on call because there was always mass cows and you name it, back and forth. So yeah, I mean, the only reason I can't be, helping other nurses is because my PTSD is so bad because I couldn't cope. My coping mechanisms were not good. Most people in America, coping mechanisms aren't really good. The only one that I had that was really good was working out. I love working out. That was my thing. But I have 4 vertebrae that are messed up. Can't really engage in that, I think the biggest thing for them is accepting what's going on. It's hard because when you're in the trenches, you're just making it to the next day, to the next week. You're not really thinking about, how is it affecting me? Because when I was out there, I was like, okay, we just got to get through these patients. We got to get these people out. We got to, whatever had to happen that day, that's what we were doing. Basically, like when you're in combat, you're just taking care of what is the hardest fire that is taking off right now. That's what you're dealing with. Everything else, yourself, your emotional being, you just push it back. You just push it back. And this is where, that PTSD either takes on, or you're able to, step away, separate it from yourself. And hopefully if you have enough support around you, it doesn't stay with you. Mm-hmm. But that's not what's happening. They go home. What's on social media? Another person doesn't want to wear a fucking mask. Excuse me.
No, you good.
No, you said it right.
You
said it right.
Another person, you come home and you're done dealing with the firefight all day, patients, coding, dealing with, I did the ones that are like, I didn't know this was coming. I didn't know it was going to be this bad. And you're sitting there watching this human realize how messed up their choices that put them in that bed. And so you're dealing with that trauma and you come home And everything you see is people talking, saying that it's fake, saying that they're not going to get vaccinated, that they're not going to wear masks. And every social activity that we have the same people clashing over and over. So you're not really getting any support, even from your own family members or friends. So they don't have anywhere to go. I don't know what the appropriate solution or coping for them would be, because it's 24/7 for them. At least when I came home from, like a shitty day, or we lost a lot of people, a lot of soldiers, my battle buddy was going through this. She was in the lab. She gave the blood out at the ER. So she saw everything, and we talked about it, and we commiserated. But they don't have that.
I will tell you, everybody on here that is tuning in, everybody should watch that documentary. It is an amazing documentary.
It will break you, though.
It is rough. It is rough. But I will tell you, I got a sister that's a nurse, and her body is broken. I mean, and right now, when you're talking about COVID and stuff like that, I mean, your nurses are picking up, moving people of all sizes. I mean, that wears on you. I mean, I think that we are probably on the verge of a break in the medical industry in this country. And we're talking about the nurses, and that's the thing too, is, we called everybody heroes. We called everybody heroes. We called the people who stocked the shelves heroes. We called the truckers heroes, and we didn't do jack shit for them. We didn't do jack shit for them. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, hell, we just now saved a shit ton of money because we're no longer in a friggin' combat zone. How about we give some raises to these people out here that are stocking the shelves and are the nurses and those people? I mean, I just don't understand it, but I think we're about ready to have us a collapse. And one of the reasons why it's a collapse is because you cannot motivate people, or nobody's trying to motivate people that are literally living a life that every day they break themselves a little more and more and more. And like Calamity said, it's only a matter of time before we start seeing massive suicides across this country of people that just can no longer accept it. Dealing with death is tough. Haiti broke me. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't give a shit, man. I literally found myself in tears. When I come home from Haiti, I found myself crying some days. I didn't even know why. It broke me. That was a level of death that I was unaware for. I don't give a shit, bad paratrooper, sapper, all that shit. It broke me. And it's breaking our nurses right now. And I know it broke you, Calamity.
Well, that's something I think I'm going to bring up to my own healthcare provider or system I work for about maybe looking into avenues. But I'm going to talk to my own healthcare, my employer about maybe looking into mental health services for what the hell? We got an echo. About providing mental health services for our frontline workers at the hospital specifically that see this every single day, every shift. Because I'm the mindful skeptic, guys. I'm big on mental health. I went to counseling for 3 years to kind of figure out my own shit and to recognize my own stressors, my own triggers, my own, and really get a good toolkit for how to cope with my own shit. And I think that's something we could all use, especially men. We're hard-headed sons of bitches when it comes to acknowledging that there's a chip on our armor. Like we are vulnerable, we are breakable, we're not bulletproof, and life is a challenge. But these nurses and these doctors some of these people, I can't speak for everyone, but some of these people aren't ready for this traumatic kind of long-term health crisis that's coming down the pipe for them, where they're not ready. And that's what I feel like is going to be a real problem, where it's going to be a mass exodus of people saying, fuck this shit. I didn't sign up for this. It's not like you volunteered to be in the military. Your ass went to college for 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 years. And then you're like, wait a minute. I did not ask for this shit. And then after a while, they're not going to take it.
Well,
That's what I'm worried about.
every hospital. I mean, I live in Logan County, West Virginia, and it's a small county. We have 525 active cases right now of COVID, and it's in our schools. We've got kids now that are struggling with COVID, and it's wearing these people out. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine what it's like in New York, what it's like in Miami, what it's like in these major cities that are on fire. I mean, it just, man, I mean, just that weighs on you. It's rough.
Yeah, it's disappointing, man, especially when we got the damn, vaccine on every corner. It makes no damn sense, man. This is the pandemic of the willing now. But you got agencies out here, and politicians who are like, hey, we go do it because we think it's politically expedient for us to take this crazy ass route. It's just more of the bullshit. I just think a lot of people go find out, man, that this stuff changes you, and the changes are permanent, right? That's just the thing, right? The shit you go through, a lot of people. I know that was the biggest thing I had to deal with when I got back. Finally, I was like, hey, well, maybe I'll get, hey, maybe things will get better, and shit. I think around a year, 2 or 3, I was like, holy shit, man, fucking changes are permanent.
Yeah,
this shit is permanent, and that's the thing that drives people crazy. That like, hey, this is how life got to be now. Damn.
They keep talking about normal, going back to normal. There is no going back, right?
I mean, everybody, we're losing people all over. I mean, I hate to say this, but I usually, when I get up in the morning, I start scrolling through stuff. You know what I've been doing lately? I've been going, I go and I look up all the local funeral homes, and I scroll and I look, because I scroll. I don't know why, but I scroll because I want to see. I want to, it's like I don't want to know that. I don't want to see people die, but I don't want to not know that somebody that I know passed away and me not know about it. And I hate that. I find myself doing that stuff all the time. And that's what's going on.
Yep.
And talking about coping mechanisms, Boyce and I had a conversation the other day talking about the transition from military to civilian life, like how piss poor most of us, except for Dutch here, and Boyce went through ACAP, and ACAP is for those who ACAP, Army Career Alumni Program. It's a 2-week process that happens in your final 2 weeks of active service, where you go through and they teach you how to be a civilian again. You just spent 10 fucking years being taught how to not be a civilian, and then they teach you how to balance a checkbook, cook eggs on an electric stove, and not wear boots. That's pretty much all you get from it. So I know that Mr. Ojeda here has a little bit of passion when it comes to that.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome being told, well, we would like for you to do that, but you're my Iron Major. I gotta have you. Yeah.
Well, that's something too. I want to let you guys know that when Andrew Yang wrote his more than a handshake policy, Major over here actually had a huge hand in helping writing that significant veteran policy about reverse boot camp, saying it takes 9 to 12 to 6 months to train people. Why are they getting 2 weeks?
2 fucking.
And my 2 weeks, we just got back from a deployment, and I got 3 days of, it's called TAP in the Navy, temporary whatever the fuck program, right? I wasn't there long to even remember what the hell it's called. It's pretty much fill out your paperwork for the medical screen to make sure you're okay. We don't owe you shit when you get out. And then there's the paperwork for moving your apartment in a U-Haul. And then it's like pack your shit and turn in your military ID. I couldn't even keep my fucking ID. That was weird. Kind of pissed me off, actually. But yeah, so Richard, I just want to say thank you for that, because I think that policy was. It shows you what we're capable of, but what we don't do.
Well, I was really honored that Andrew Yang, reached out to me about that, and he really picked my brain on this. And I mean, at the end of the day, we don't get it. The military is failing our troops miserably because we don't. And here's the thing: it's I hate to say it, but the military don't have a problem sending a shit bag. They'll send a shit bag to go through that in a heartbeat. Hey, get him out of here. They'll sometimes send shit bags to good schools to get them out of the damn unit's way so we can go do the shit we want to do. But I mean, for the most part, most of them don't. You know, you're too essential. And I tell you, it's even worse. It's worse if you are, you know, I mean, I was, even though I was an officer, I was a combat engineer, you know, aggressively liberal was an infantry guy. I mean, we screwed our supply sergeants more than anybody. We screwed them over. We would never let them go anywhere, you know,
Yep.
Never.
Yeah. And when I left, I didn't have a stand-in replacement. Like one of my team leaders, actually, I left as a platoon sergeant. So actually one of my squad leaders, is the senior squad leader from one of my recon teams, was going to be the new platoon sergeant until they picked somebody else. So I didn't even get to brief him on a right seat ride, let alone go to my ACAP, because I had to be there because I've got 32 guys underneath me that you know, not to shit on them or anything, but they need that guidance and they need that muscle sometimes. You know, when I need this done at finance, well, you got to have a platoon sergeant calling up there to be like, help this motherfucker out. That's what your job is. So you don't get to even capitalize on the entire 2 weeks. I got a spider web that's like coming at me. So
yeah, a lot of that stuff was just a joke anyway, man. I remember shit. I was driving downtown Kabul, man, and I think less than 48 hours. I was back on I-95. What a fucking shit show, man. I remember the chick, she was supposed to be doing this breathing test before I went out there. And when I came back to the station, she was at that bitch 10 toes up snoring, man. And I was just kind of like, man, you know what, fuck all this. Fuck all that. I was like, I got to the point, I was like, man, fuck all this bullshit. I was like, my DD-214 is straight. Okay, that's the only thing I fought about. Everything else, I let that shit go out one ear and out the other. And I didn't realize I was even fucked up until I might have cut the guy off, man. I think I cut him off, him and his wife off. But I was like, oh yeah, I'm fucking him up, man. I was out the door. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up, man. You know, and when I got back in the car, my wife looked at me and she was like, I'm scared to be in the car with you. That's when I was like, oh shit, man. I gotta go get some fucking help for this shit, man. And they still fucked you, right? Because I remember the VA was like, you zero. You know, you zero, you good. You know, you ain't got no problem. There's nothing wrong with you. Every soldier I was with was like, yeah, man. Hey, so you might want to go get checked out, man. You got some issues going on. Fucking VA though, you right? Fucking VA, right? They make you beg, man. They make you beg for that shit. They make you go there time after time after time, man. Send you to fucking psychiatrist and be like, do you even know what PTSD is? I want to flip the whole damn table over when they said shit like that.
My first appointment with the psychologist to be evaluated for PTSD, during the appointment, I'm standing on her desk, knife hand down at her, trying to explain something she didn't understand. And then I realized, like, what the fuck am I doing up here on this woman's desk? And then they're like, oh, no, he's fine. That's normal.
Employable.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, I hate it.
Really?
I hate it.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Hey, but I'm going to tell you, though, I'm telling you.
It's a cold ass game, man. It's a cold game, man.
And I hate throwing stones at any other, you know, but I'm telling you, man, it drives me crazy. You know, combat arms, man, friggin' fighting for friggin' 40%, man. I got a guy got lost a friggin' damn arm, goddamn 10% for losing an arm. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? I mean, and I got some guy that was a mail clerk in Kuwait, got 100% PTSD. I'm like, how the hell did you get that shit? I ain't trying to throw stones, but I'm just saying it is friggin'. We are fighting like friggin' tooth and nail.
We take it even dirtier. People never deployed and got 100%. I'll tell you, when I came back here to the fucking Pentagon, I really seen how dark that shit get. Oh my God, man! Holy shit,
Shots
man!
Fired.
Fix was in. Dude, that's what I'm just saying. Come on, man. Come on. You know this shit dirty, man. But listen, I ain't gonna hate on that shit. But that's why I told him, man. You know what? I remember that shit, man. Too. I had failed some classes. Man, my PTSD was kicking my ass, man. And they recouped my cash. Right? Took that shit all back, man. For like a year, man. I was barely holding on to the house, man. Uber driving and shit, man. Out here, man. It was like 17 to 18 was real dark for me, man. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck it now. Now I'm getting every goddamn penny. Now I'm getting every damn thing that got coming to me, man. Now I'm getting everything because they're gonna make me go through this bullshit, man. And it's a two-edged sword, right? If you say too much, you're crazy, man. They take everything from you, take your freedom from you. They want to come lock everything away from you. But then until then, they play you. They play you. It's such a stigma with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was the thing. I'll be honest with you. This happened to me when I was in Iraq. And literally like probably 6 days before this, I was, well, hell, within the 2 weeks before this, I was in 2 other explosions. And I woke up one night walking in Iraq with no weapon in the dark, just walking. And, I was a company commander at the time, and, we're going outside almost every day, outside the wire. And I pulled my first sergeant to the side, man. I said, something is wrong with me. And my first sergeant took me to combat stress. And combat stress guy, he gave me some Cyriloquil, some medicine to knock my ass out. But, I spent like 4 or 5 days in my little hooch. And my XO went out in my place, and handled business. But I mean,
we're known for Band-Aids.
That was it.
Take a Motrin and go back to the fight.
5 days later, I'm back in. 5 days later, I'm back out there again.
Yes.
And we went all the way through.
Well, and that's the thing I want to bring up too. As a medical professional, I know that probably made her ears perk up too. Seroquel for 5 days. That is a garbage ass treatment as a medical professional.
I'm taking that shit now.
No, but Seroquel is effective, but it should be slow up. And then once it's ineffective, slow down. Not just here's 5 days. It's not a fucking antibiotic. You don't have an infection. You're infected of whatever the hell's going on in your head for 5 days. This will clear that shit up. Seroquel is a long-term treatment, and it should not be a 5-day prescription. And
well, yeah, I mean they're using ivermectin now.
Yeah, it just knocked my shit out for 5 days, man. I was loopy, man.
Yeah, that shit.
What that was, it was literally just putting him out long enough so he can stay normal to get back in the fight. That's all it is. Back and forth. They did it to soldier after soldier.
Oh, I did it. As a fucking reconnaissance platoon sergeant, I did it. Guys would be like, "Hey, I can't do this." Like, I'm like, "Shut the fuck up! You're doing it." Like, so it's systemic. Like, it's part of the game.
Well, what choice do you have too? If you're down, more people will die possibly. You know what I mean? Like that razor's edge you're walking every day, especially for you guys on the front line where your dick's in the dirt and you got to well,
and then again too, just like what he said, I mean, he was a scout, right?
Mm-hmm.
Scout. I mean, you don't want to let somebody, hey, we got somebody that can fill in. No, you can't. You haven't been out there with us on all these missions.
Right.
You can't just plug and play anybody at random. You can't just swap out one of my friggin' gunners with the guy who is, a carpenter. It ain't going to happen. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things. The op tempo that we have is nonstop. Every day you got it. You got something every day. So
every day.
Every day.
Well, that's the thing. Like there's no room for there's no room for someone to be down. They don't allow for that space to exist. There is no overflow of personnel to say, okay, let's keep 10% extra personnel in case of a fatigue or whatever you want to call it, right? That's not it.
This 10% will become part of the 100%.
Yeah, and I probably screwed. We went out and I had my guys. These are my guys. We go out, we do missions, and that's what we do. That's all we do. You could probably think, man, you're screwing them guys because it's the same guys every day out there doing their job. But at the end of the day, those guys know how to do their job. And that's how you can guarantee you're going to get everybody home. Because that was what it was all about to me, man. I just want to make sure every time we went outside the wire, I want to make sure I get everybody back. That's it.
Not only that, they also wanted to go back. There wasn't a guy that said, I'm going to leave my fucking team behind. There was not one single guy that says, like, I'm not going to go. Evac me now. Hell no. They were going to fucking
patch me
live or die there.
That's right.
Together.
Especially in a leadership position, like as a combat leader, like you're concerned about your guys. So when I got injured, all I wanted to do was go back, like make sure that they had someone on their side. I didn't want someone to have to fill in that wasn't up to the TTPs, the tactics, techniques, and procedures, TTPs that we had developed and maintain that op tempo. It was not, you can't replace somebody like that. You can't replace a leader. You can't replace a scout. I can't just reach down into Bravo Company, snatch up some asshole and be like, check it out. I know you guys are rolling around in infantry fighting vehicles or the strikers, infantry carrier, whatever, the striker that the line companies had, and say, now jump in our recon vehicle. It's a completely different platform. They wouldn't even know where to fucking sit. So you can't just like reach down, grab another guy to fill a spot.
Right.
Because one, that unit's operational, and an infantry company is operational too. So we're snatching an asshole from there, and they're like, well, now we're fucking down.
Yep.
So,
And that right there is the crux of the entire thing.
Well, you also get to where, your guys on your team, they understand, they know how to operate, they know how to shoot, move, communicate. And you don't want to swap nobody out because you don't know, first off, the first time I got hit, and I'm looking at dudes squeezing triggers on me. And I'll be honest with you, man, everybody, look, I was a captain, I was a company commander. And in my mind, man, when we were crossing the border into Iraq, man, I was going to be goddamn Rambo, man. I was going to lay waste to everything, man. I was ready to fucking fight anybody, man. And I remember the first damn time that I took fire at me and my vehicle, man. I'm looking, and I'm like, is this shit for real? Thank God my gunner was like, pop, handle business. But, that's the thing, is that you go out there and you learn everything, and everybody knows what everybody does. And that's how it works, and I don't want to put somebody new out there that may find himself in a firefight that doesn't know what to do, or does the wrong thing, period, because you can get in some damn trouble over there if you do the wrong thing. So.
Absolutely. When I was a squad leader, I enjoyed the entire ramp up and training for the deployment with my squad. When we deployed, we had already had our TTPs and everything established. We knew exactly what the fuck was going on, so that during that firefight, I could be worried about calling out targets. I could be on my radio, calling for fire, as I did with Overlord the other day. I could be working on other assets, and I don't have to worry that PFC Johnson, who is echoing, that PFC Johnson over there isn't doing what he's supposed to, because he's already proven to me that he can do that. I bring in PFC Hamilton to replace PFC Johnson, and I have to not only be doing all of the other like leader stuff that I got going on, I've got to be checking like, yo, Hamilton, 4 more feet forward, you're not online. Like, get up there. Pretty soon you're gonna be behind us, shooting at us.
Yeah.
Behind.
Yeah, what I did was I sent about 20 of my guys to friggin' EMT school before we went. And I'll tell you right now, that was the smartest thing I did, because one of my guys, friggin' Staff Sergeant Swartz, ended up doing a tracheotomy on a 19-year-old boy's throat on the side of the road, right just north of Taji. And the kid didn't make it, but he did everything that he could do. He did everything right. But my thought was I want to make sure that if I get shot, I want somebody to be more than just a combat lifesaver. I want a guy that knows what he's doing. And my guys I had an amazing group of guys, man. I wouldn't trade none of them for the world, man.
Damn, Taji, man. That was the most fucking incoming. I've never seen shit like that before in my life, man.
I sit on the airfield and watch that shit come in every night, man.
We got caught out there one night, man. That shit was raining down. I thought I was like in an earthquake and a damn lightning storm, man. I remember because we was like, you couldn't get to the bunker because the shit was already coming down. But we was in like hardened buildings. And I remember Marine just busted in. He was like, is it incoming or outgoing? I'm like, man, I don't fucking know, but I sure hope it's outgoing, man. I was like, because whatever the fuck out there ain't surviving that fucking counter battery barrage. Holy fuck, man. You got the Apaches jumped in, man. You could hear the damn hellfires coming off the damn rack, man, the impact. And I was like, man, whatever is out there is gone.
It's not
Nothing on earth. Nothing on
Everything.
earth is gonna survive that, man. Period.
Everything. Taji was everything around Taji. Remember when in 2007 the Grand Canal Bridge was destroyed, and you'd have thought I destroyed that son of a bitch, man. We had to get down there like that, man, and it was a horrible, horrible situation. But I'm telling you, man, Taji was just one of those places, man.
Isn't that where you said before you got called in to go fix it and build it back up?
Yeah. I had to go back. I had to go down there and get with bridge engineers from America and bridge engineers from Iraq and work together to try to, because what that did is it completely it destroyed. It cut us off. The north and south were cut off. Supply line was cut off. And I'm telling you, at that time I was the chief of operations. That was the next time I was over there, and I got a phone call from the Pentagon. And I at first I was like, bullshit. And like, sir, it's the Pentagon. They're like, you need to get down there ASAP. And I spent 3 days down there, man. I'm telling you, it was rough, man. Rough. But Taji was no joke, man. Rough place.
Yeah, real deal, man. I know Jolly had dealt with a lot of that shit. I didn't even know that me and Jolly was in the same damn deployments, man. Jolly Good Ginger. He was in, matter of fact, his crazy ass commander, they left Taji and was out there with the insurgents, man, setting up a cob, man. Hella crazy stuff, man. Hella stuff, crazy stuff that dude was doing, man.
Yep.
And so it's just nuts that, you know, we turned out to be neighbors now, right? In this fight, man, how things just line the hell up. I'm like, holy shit, battle buddy. Wow, look how this damn thing lined up. But yeah, man, Iraq was crazy as hell, man. It really was.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the Pentagon calls me, we're fucked. Just so you guys know.
Reminder to the audience, phone lines are open if you guys want to call in and provide some anecdotes, talk to the people on screen if you guys feel like it. We'd be happy to have you. Speaking when we transitioned here and talked about the program that you wrote for Andrew Yang, we've got another former service member, veteran in our group that was doing a TikTok live today, doing a little bit of a social experiment and bringing posing as someone on the right, but agreeing with leftist politics. And it was hilarious, first of all. And there's another troll somewhere in here that does that too sometimes, and it's hilarious. But they came up with an idea called the Patriot Reform Act. They kind of like brainstormed this live on TikTok. That contains Patriot Care as a branded Medicare for all, and Patriot Dividend, which is a branded UBI, Universal Basic Income. It's fucking perfect. The word you're adding, their buzzwords, like the things that make their dicks hard, you've got it. How hard would it be to write something up like that, Mr. Ojeda?
It wouldn't be hard at all. You just have to find, we have to reach out to these members of Congress, not just somebody like Andrew Yang. Guess what? Andrew Yang was running for office. We have plenty of people that are in office right now that, we should all be trying to reach out to and get them. I'm very disappointed in people like Dan Crenshaw, because at the end, I don't give a shit what your party is. If you're talking about veterans, then you need to be focused on veterans. And I'm really disappointed in how some of these veterans have just become nothing more than just everyday bullshit Republican Democrat politics. Tom Cotton's the same damn way.
Oh my God.
There are plenty of friggin' people in Washington, D.C. that absolutely should be their fight. I mean, one of the reasons why I made West Virginia the 29th state for medical cannabis. I'm sitting in my desk. I ran for Senate. I was almost murdered, but I win the damn race. I'm sitting in my friggin' Senate office, and I thought to myself, how the fuck do I Senate? I fought to win this race because I couldn't stand this friggin' jackaloon that was in the seat. And now I win, and I'm like, what? How do I do this? And I had a guy poke his head in my office, and he had a tattoo on his face, and he said, Senator, can I have a conversation with you about cannabis? So I said, well, come on in and have a seat. And he was talking, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm saying, I don't give a shit about marijuana. I ain't mess with that shit, And then he said, PTSD. And I said, whoa, what? And he was talking about how, people that struggle with post-traumatic stress disorder. Guess what? You show me a police officer or firefighter that's done that job for 10 years, and I'm going to show you somebody who has a hard time sleeping at night. You show me a nurse. You show me a nurse that's done that job, and I'm going to show you somebody who has a hard time sleeping at night. And then I thought to myself, holy shit, man. Post-traumatic stress disorder with soldiers. And then I took that shit to the floor. And I stood up and I grabbed that microphone and I gave a speech. And the next thing you know, the phone lines went crazy. And I got everybody in West Virginia are now behind me pushing for cannabis, you know, and that's what we need. We need to have people in one. I want the friggin' VA to give me my friggin' cannabis. I want the VA every single month to have an allotment.
Federally fucking done.
Federal.
It should be federal, man. Fucking federal.
So
I can light the fuck up right now.
Damn, every one of us gets packages in the mail every other friggin' week. That's friggin' trazodone, Cyriloquil, all this shit. Every one of us gets that. I want to get that with cannabis.
When it was constitutionally banned in alcohol in this country, they delivered communion wine to churches. The government delivered communion wine to churches
during Prohibition.
Yes, during Prohibition.
For votes. But I mean, at the end of the day, I want somebody to fight for that.
Yep.
I want somebody to fight for that.
Real
because
changes,
the truth
man.
is that, you know what? You'll never sleep better. You'll never sleep better. You take a couple puffs every night before you go to bed, and you'll lay your head down and you'll get you some damn good sleep. And that's what we need to do. If we give a shit about veterans, that's the fight that we need to be pushing. And we got members of Congress. We got members of Congress that'll come around here every friggin' 2 years and 2 to 4 years and tell us how much they love the veteran, but yet you don't see nothing get pushed for this. So that's why it's important for us to start reaching out and getting hold of these people, getting hold of these friggin' damn members of Congress. As he's right, he just said Big Pharma. I don't give a fuck about Big Pharma. They can eat shit and die as far as I'm caring. But as far as I'm concerned, I want to see our members of Congress start actually giving a shit. You sent us to war and you broke us. You sent us to war and you broke us. Now you better fix us. And this is how you can fix us.
Just decriminalize all that shit anyway. Decriminalize that shit.
Speaking about Big Pharma.
And that fucking war on drugs.
That's right. Speaking about Big Pharma, ketamine, there's been studies by the DOD where it shows that ketamine infusions can treat depression, like persistent depression, for up to a month. Okay?
One dose.
But because it doesn't have, the patent's expired. They're trying to rebrand it as something else with like a different form just so they could, we don't have access to it basically until they rebrand it so they can make the cash.
Yeah.
So veterans are dying that are suffering from PTSD, from depression, left and right. They have the cure. They have $1.
You know what I did?
Yeah,
that's what I did.
Well, when you were talking about the pill that you could, a 5-day, a pharmaceutical treatment that'll reset your brain. They have it. It's called mushrooms, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but we can't, Well,
let me tell you.
They've done the research, or they're doing the research. Exactly.
My bill sat silent for 2 weeks. And I finally went to the friggin' chairman of the friggin' Health and Resources Committee. And I said, why are you running my bill? And he looked me in the face and he said, Big Pharma don't like it. And that's when I went and grabbed the microphone and busted his friggin' ass out. But I mean, that right there, I'm telling you right now, it's crazy. It is all about this. That's
it is, man. It is. It's such a cold game out here, man. It really is. We can fix these situations, man. There's ways out of this hell that we created for ourselves.
I gave a speech and I held up 13 dog tags. And I said, cannabis cannot bring not one of these people back. I said, but cannabis can help everybody that sees their faces when they go to sleep every night. It'll help them. And that's a fact, and I'll be honest with you. It passed. We made West Virginia the 29th state for medical cannabis. These jackaloons around here ain't done jack shit. They ain't even issued the first damn card. They're dragging their damn feet, and all the rich people in West Virginia that didn't help me are the ones that are getting the damn contracts to friggin' do the cannabis. I got some friggin' local car dealer around here that didn't do shit for me, and he's the one that got the contract in Logan County, West Virginia. So piss on him too. But at the end of the day, that's what they're doing. It's about this, and that's what's messed up.
Go knock off Manchin, man. You need to go up there and get his ass up out of there, man.
Piss on him, man.
Replace his ass, man. I'll vote for you in a heartbeat.
No, I'm leaving. I'm going to North Carolina, man. I'm done with this place, man.
I know, man. Hey, listen. Hey, that's a hard ass stop. I passed through West Virginia. I was like, holy shit. I remember my daughter. My daughter was like, "Dad, are we in the hood?"
Yeah,
like,
but
we passed
do some
through, honey.
you do some research on Logan County, West Virginia. I was in Michael Moore's Fahrenheit 11.9, and I'm telling you now, and I can take you 5 minutes from where I live, and I can show you where kids got it worse than the kids I saw in Iraq and Afghanistan. That's an absolute fact.
Yep.
Yes.
Somebody asked a question. What was our thoughts on Pat Tillman? I just throw it out there. One of our followers, I guess they just put it in the other chat. I think Pat Tillman was a fucking hero, man. Bottom line up front, man. Look, I joined the Army because, I got tired of getting shot at in the fucking hood, right? When after the LA riots, man, I figured I'd be safer in the Army than I would be in my neighborhood, and I was right. I was right because even after all these damn deployments, I still had more, LAPD point weapons at me than enemy soldiers. So that's just the shit that went down, man. But I think Pat Tillman is a fucking hero because he left a contract worth millions, man, to go put his ass on the line, and ultimately give his life, man, making $18,000 a year up in that hellhole out there, man. And the Army fucked it up, because it was a horrible story, man. Friendly fire is horrible, man. It's horrible, but that's war, man. It's war. That's the hell of war. That's the hell that war can bring.
And you know what? That's the thing. The mistake is that the military just come out and just let it be known.
Exactly.
Because guess what? You know what? When you are in units, when you're in friggin' Ranger units, look, I spent my whole career in sapper battalions, and we do things a little different. But I'm going to tell you right now, we have accidents. Those things happen. I mean, when you're and especially if you're in Ranger battalion and you're actually on an operation, I mean it's crazy, man. You're talking night. I mean, that's just how it is.
That's it. Fog of war, man. It's a great strategy, man. But he's a fucking hero. And I put all the politics aside.
Absolutely.
The guy's a fucking hero, man. He's a fucking hero. Because I don't know, right? I don't know if I would have been in the fucking Army if I had $1 million, contracts and shit. I don't know. I don't know. For me, the Army was a step up because, I was, I remember when my recruiter was like, "Hey, man, you're going to war though." I'm like, "I get a gun though, right?" Because, I've been in gunfights without a gun. That shit sucks.
It was dig coal, sell dope, or join the Army for me, man.
Yep. So, yeah, I was over it, man. After LA riots, I was like, I remember sitting on the damn bus. I was just like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. I withdrew from my college, man, walked in, and I just knew. I never looked back.
That's the same for me as escape from poverty. I'm just some poor white trash trailer park kid from Southwest Michigan that had no dad, and my mom was a cook and uneducated. Nobody, I was the first person to graduate high school out of all my whole generation of cousins, all of them.
Eminem done started rapping, so you couldn't follow him. So you had to figure something else.
He done stole my shine, man. So
yeah,
I had to go earn it with system,
right?
Yeah, so I had to go.
I have a theory. I have a theory about how soldiers come in. Some are necessity, and then the other ones are just to do cool shit. And we don't, as veterans, we all get grouped into this one vision of what the country sees, but we don't really talk about the ones that the ass kissers like Dan Crenshaw that are like, oh, dog and pony, I'm all about it. What do I have to do?
Yeah.
Show me.
Made no mistake. I was an NCO before I switched over to the officer side. I just want you guys to know that I wasn't no straight up out of the.
Hey, I figured as much the best officers are the ones who fucking switch over, man. So hey, we already knew. I knew it about you.
Now, I have an interesting take on the Tillman thing. I'm going to give the guy credit for giving up, a much better lifestyle than any of us, like all of us collectively on the screener would have had access to. But in those units like Ranger Battalion and Sapper battalions and stuff, there's not room for you to bring your ego. Like you're already carrying enough shit around with you. So I know firsthand from individuals, secondhand through me, but firsthand individuals that said that the guy did bring quite a bit of ego. And he said on top of that I don't have to be here. I'm here because I choose to kind of ego. That doesn't fly.
Well, I'll say this though. He wrote a blank check, just like the rest of us did. So that's why I'll just say that much. He risked it all. Even if he didn't know he was risking it all, he did. And he's the one that paid. He one of the people that paid for it. But he wrote that blank check. I respect anyone that writes that blank check because you don't know what that dollar amount.
Especially for a millionaire, man. I probably would have been up in this bitch, man. I'll be real with you, man. If I was a millionaire, I'd probably have my ass right there. You have my support, but shit, I've probably been on that path, man. Fuck
I'm
the
going to tell
bullshit.
you though, I loved it. To me, man, when I was a young private, man, I learned real fast, man. If you do as you're told and you try to, kick ass in PT. I won the PT award when I was in basic training. So I showed up in my unit, man, and I was already in good standing. And I'll be honest with you, man, I loved being enlisted. It was a hard decision for me because I had just scored in the top 10% on my SQT back in the day, and I was actually wanting to be a drill sergeant. And I was actually serving in the only airborne bridge unit in the world. We used to drop that shit out of plane and follow that shit out. And I loved it. And the company commander come to me and said he put me in for a green to gold scholarship, and I got approved. And half my damn unit was getting ready to take off for Somalia. And man, I'll be honest with you, man, it was a hard decision for me, man. And I ain't gonna lie to you, when I drove off of Fort Bragg, I had tears in my eyes, man, because man, I wasn't no damn scholar when I was a kid, man. I barely graduated high school, man. And I'm like, now I'm going to college, man. I said, I'm probably going to fuck this up, man. But I love being an NCO, man. To me, I love being an NCO. I love being a company commander. I love being a platoon leader, but being an NCO by far, it was the most respect. To me, if you was an NCO, you was solid, man. And to be an NCO in a light airborne sapper battalion, man, I love that shit, man. Love it.
Yep. Hey, the best times of my career, man, coming up through the ranks. Yep. E6, especially with 1st Infantry Division. Love that shit, man. You already had instant respect, man. You got that damn big red 1 patch on, man. Shit. Love that shit.
But you know what? You do know that everybody gives the Marines credit for Fallujah. The big red 1 come down north into Fallujah. They was the first ones into Fallujah. They come down from the north. That's a fact.
Yeah, hey, they meant that shit, man. No mission too difficult, no sacrifice too great, duty first. They meant every fucking word of it. Best of times, worst of times. But, hey, good training, man. A lot of those guys, man, a lot of guys from, we had people. Matter of fact, man, even talking about, like, Somalia, I remember my old platoon sergeant, man. He was telling me he was in a fucking 24-hour firefight. I was like, bullshit, man. Bullshit. I was like, old Country 7 bullshit this, man. It wasn't until I fucking read the book, man. Until I read the fucking book, Black Hawk Down, I was like, holy fuck, man. Country 7 was right about this shit, man.
I had a guy
and then went and saw the movie.
I had a guy named Haberman, man, and he wore he had friggin' magazine pouches all the way around, all the way on his sides, around his back, everything. Because he ran out of friggin' rounds in Somalia, man. He said that should never.
Yeah, fuck that.
That stuck with him, man.
Of course.
That dude carried about them 400 rounds everywhere he went, man.
Jesus.
Yeah, you learn to keep that ammo, man.
Oh man. Oops.
I'm halfway sneezing here. Sorry. As we can see that sometimes even our viewers lie.
Yeah.
I know that I think Ken was 100%.
He said screaming chicken, huh?
I went to air assault school at Campbell, but that's it.
Yeah, I did air assault at one of the rotational teams that came out. I was in 225 SBCT, 25th ID. So you guys thought that your units were good. Like, I ain't hanging out in Kansas when I get off work.
True. Yeah.
No way.
Is it worse than Vietnam?
Well, I was at Bragg for a little bit.
I love me some Vietnam, man.
No.
I spent most of my career at Fort. I was the airborne unit when I was enlisted was at Fort Bragg, and then I got orders for Fort Campbell, and I was supposed to go to the 19th Engineers, man, and I went there as an officer before I went to OBC, and I ended up at Campbell teaching people how to do rope bridges and shit. And I was like, man, this place sucks, man. So I called the branch manager, and I gave her all this. I'll hide a body for you, and had her laughing. And she changed me to Bragg, man. So I ended up going back to Bragg, did 5 years there, went to Korea to go back to Bragg for another 5 years, and then went to CGSC, went right back to Bragg. Loved it, man. Loved Bragg.
You get sucked into Bragg. I did 7 years. Both of my tours were out of there.
Love it. I love Bragg. I love it. Hallowed ground.
Love, hate. Bragg Boulevard,
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
No, Yeah,
No, I was down in-
I like the post. I like the post. Off base, man. Vietnam. That's some crazy shit there.
But I served in Jacksonville, Florida, and that was an odd place to be. Let's put it that way. And then I got lucky, guys. I went in during Desert Storm, and that shit was over. Like you said, Richard, that shit was over, and nobody said fucking boo. There's no near buzzes, none of that bullshit. Fighter jets screaming past an aircraft carrier. They didn't fuck around. Like, it was really goddamn quiet. I was in 4 years. We had one helicopter accident where 4 people died at sea, and that was it for 4 years. I got super fucking lucky. Those 4 people weren't lucky, and that's how I kind of sum that up. But I got super lucky, man.
I lost my best friend in a helicopter crash in Lejeune. The Army, we were doing Royal Dragon, and he was a PSYOP guy. He switched from engineer to PSYOPs, and he was on one of those BIPSI teams, and he was on a helicopter with the Marines, and the 2 helicopters at night with NVG, night vision, and they come too close, and they ended in the swamp, man, and they all died. Training accidents happen, man.
True.
Every once in a while, somebody's chute don't open, and they just don't pull the reserve.
Yeah,
It happens.
That was one of my biggest fears, man. Shabner, dude, Carson, man. M1, they didn't. The driver, man, they didn't clear the damn turret when it took his head clean off, man. Like one of my biggest fears is dying in damn training. So
it happens, man. It happens. Yep. We had a bad explosion and killed the LT and messed up a couple soldiers, and then the NCOIC, man, completely took his eyes out, burned him out of his head, man. Blind for the rest of his life.
Oh.
And he was badass too, man. Ranger, sapper, everything, man.
Yeah, we didn't lose anybody in training accidents. I think our numbers were all beefed up by solder. Like, solder was a fucking nightmare, to say the least. But I'm thankful enough to have not lost someone in a situation that's deemed safe. So,
and my cousin was in Solder City, man. He was with the 2nd Infantry. Man, that was rough stuff, man. Rough stuff.
Yeah. Those guys they were on the other side from us, and they probably got the worst of it.
Yeah, he would do friggin' just running gun battles, man.
That's all you can do. The first 3 weeks, that's all it was. No dismounting. Driving through, opening fire, just softening the target.
That's when I knew I was gonna go in the military. I said, I am not gonna be in the fucking sandbox, man. Fuck that noise. I said, I want 3 square meals and a rack, man. Give me a rack on that shit, baby, and 3 square meals. Ate like a champ. I put on weight, like.
I don't know, man. Did you have your own spot? Because holy shit, man.
No.
Because I'm about to say, man, at least I get my own damn spot, man. Because I was one of them, some other little things out in Cuba, man, and.
Oh yeah,
you had they had to share the little racks with people. Yeah. Are you kidding me, man?
They call it hot
you got
rack.
5 people in that little shit right there. You get your little curtain, man. I was like, and then once they started rocking back and forth, like, oh hell no.
Yeah,
I was so glad I didn't go Navy. Holy shit, I was so glad I didn't go Navy, man. And I'm from a naval town, man.
No, yeah. I did a couple times. I had to wear my seatbelt. Like, I had to buckle up in my rack so I didn't fall off that motherfucker. It's pretty. The hurricanes and shit. Crossing the Atlantic, there's a couple of sketchy spots here and there where you're like, this motherfucker's going 30 degrees on its side. You're like, it's gonna roll over.
Y'all fucking go through hurricanes and shit. Holy fuck.
Well, when the hurricanes come in the Navy, you have to leave. You take the ships and you get the fuck out of Dodge. Mm-hmm. And you go to the weather prediction, like, okay, they're predicting it's gonna go north to South Carolina. Then we take our entire fleet and go south and hide behind the islands and let the islands break up some of that current and stuff, and then the waves and the wind. But then one time the hurricane came, it stalled like 100 miles off the coast for like 3 days, kicked our ass, man. Then it went north, but this other one was supposed to die down. It picked up steam and it went south, and we're just like fucking stuck in the middle. And that's the first time I saw a swell bigger than the ship. Like, I'm on the bridge, I see the fucking the water and then the sky, and that's all you fucking saw for like 3 days.
I watched Deadliest Catch. Y'all can kiss my ass.
You can have that. You can have it.
I'm staying on land.
Damn
Hard
right.
pass.
I can't fuck with it.
I ain't never threw up in an aircraft, but I smelled a lot.
Ooh.
I damn near threw up in that damn ship. I had to lay it off, man. 'Cause I didn't know they left Cuba. I was like, "Where the fuck is the island at?" He's like, "Oh, you didn't know? We'll be back in about 9 hours." I was like, "I thought that they didn't tell us they were setting sail, man. It was just supposed to be a tour, right?" And we was below deck. That shit left. I was like, "Holy fuck, man!" That rocking back and forth. I was like, "No way, no fucking way." Oh, you get your sea legs, you be fine. No,
The only time that I found myself on a ship was we were doing counter piracy operations in the Gulf of Tajura and the Aden Sea outside of Somalia, and then with my position, let's just put it that way. It's it's definitely interesting to try and line up crosshairs at sea.
Moving. Yeah.
So not only is the target moving, you're fucking moving. It's not hard to miss.
I got 50 cal qualified in the middle of a storm because there's you had so many days to get it done, and they're like, "Fuck, Littlefield, you better get down there, man." It's all the visual people and the radio men. We all had to go down at the same time and get on the back of that flight deck and just get a full 100 belt, 100 rounds, and just clip that bitch and just shoot. Who gives a fuck and get out of there? Like they had a big red tomato out there to shoot at, but nobody touched it. Fly Navy, of course. Fucking no use. But yeah, like I was like, I'm qualified, and they're like, yep. I'm like, okay. And then I had to mount that motherfucker going through the we went through the Panama Canal on a counter drug operations, and you had to mount that motherfucker because they're pointing guns at you too with the canal. They're like, I don't know why, they were just like people standing there with guns, and we're like, son of a bitch.
You guys got some cool places. You guys got to go to some cool spots, right?
Absolutely.
Every place we go to is a shithole, man.
That's right.
I've been to all kinds of shitholes. Ain't nobody sent me no damn paradise.
No, man.
I got a cousin of mine was a CB. I got a cousin of mine was a CB. He did 6 months in Guam and 6 months in the Marshall Islands. Like, man, I went to Korea.
But them CBs, man, they worked the hell out of them CBs, though. They can have that hard labor.
7 years at Bragg. Then, San Antonio was okay, but that's the medical hub. But then I was 3.5 years at Port Irwin. So
NTC.
So you did NTC stuff.
Yeah, yes.
I got all them training.
Right after my Afghanistan deployment, I had a month left, and then they sent me over to NTC.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that how they did you?
I did get a nice station after that, but yeah, I got to go to Miami, but it sucked. It sucked because we were doing cross training for the forward surgical teams that go overseas, but we don't have we don't have an on post. We don't have any of the regular stuff that we have for support. We didn't have access to. It was cool shit, but it sucked. Yeah.
The guy, the Tarantula 6 is the call sign for the engineer at NTC, and he tried to call me and try to convince me to do, like, you must be out your damn mind, because I'd always do, light guys always do JRTC. Mm-hmm. So
which I thought was the best training. I did all of them. CFTC, JRTC was the shit, man.
I froze. I tell you what, I almost froze to death one night. I pissed my pants. Because we were look. I mean, we're on an airborne operation. We flew for about 5-6 hours, man. And look, everybody's loaded down in combat gear, man. And I ain't about to take anything off and have to get re-JMPI'd. So we just pissed ourselves. But I'm telling you, man, we jumped by 2:00 in the morning, and I'm telling you, man, you think Louisiana? I froze my ass off, man. Not to mention I was wet from the friggin' waist down.
They got me, man. They stole my shit out the right before I went in the box, man. Stole my shit out the dryer, man. Stole my shit out the dryer, man. Fuck yeah, man. Stole my shit. I had the same fucking underwear on, man, the entire rotation.
Those barracks, man.
Got my shit, man. I was mad as fuck, man. They got me, man.
I wore them piss-stained underwear for at least the first 5 days, man.
Entire fucking rotation.
It's nasty. You don't even stop, man.
Yep. Oh, man. Good times at Polk, baby. Good times.
Oh, God.
So we got a caller, guys. If you guys are shy, if you want to bring the caller on.
They can hear you, Grateful Sea Dog.
Hey, guys. It's Jen.
Hey, Jen.
What's up, Jen?
Hi.
Nothing. I was just calling in. I wanted to thank all of you for your service, first of all. And I respect all of you very much. Union Gang representing, of course.
Power to the people.
I kind of wanted to remind even us civilians to check in maybe when we know something is going on. I know we don't understand what you all went through. You're not going to always want to talk about any of that, but we can still be here for support. I know I've checked in with Ken, Agro, and of course I see Overlord every day, or online anyway. And so I think it's important that even we take part when something major is going on, to make sure that anyone we knew was in the service knows that we also think that you all did everything that you could with what you had, and we're very proud of all of you. And also to Major Ojeda, I'm in West Virginia, and I wanted to specifically thank you for everything that you've done for our state. I'm very sad that you're leaving, but I completely understand why you're doing so. But I do appreciate everything that you've done and everything you're still trying to do.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's about my family. I'm gonna, I gotta keep my wife happy, and we're taking my parents. They're living with us. We're taking my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law. We're all going. But my wife for 20 straight years, man, my wife handled business, man. And you know what? It's time for me to put her first.
No, I completely agree with you. As soon as I can get out of this state myself, I probably will. It's just too far gone for me as well. So I 100% agree with your decision to do that, no matter what the reason is.
Well, they denied me the ability to get justice. The guy that almost murdered me, he didn't do 5 months in jail. They stole my medical records from the VA hospital. I can't even sue them. Yeah, they stole and they tried to embarrass me. But look, everybody's got stuff in their medical record you don't want people to see, exactly. Because that's just how it is. But at the end of the day, it was actually a blessing, because they tried to say that I'm physically fit. When I got out of the military, I didn't stop. I go to the gym every damn day. I keep my blade sharp. And, they try to say, how's this guy on military, gets a disability rating and stuff like that. So they actually, tried to say that. But when they did the investigation, that was the thing they come out with and said everything that Richard Ojeda gets from the military, he merited. So they can say what they want. They can kick friggin' rocks. I don't give two shits.
Yep, I agree with you. I agree with you completely. You went through far worse than that.
And the guy that stole my medical records, if I kick the shit out of him, which I could easily, I'll go to jail.
Ain't that a bitch?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Of course.
Better man than me, man. Fuck that shit.
I will let you guys get back to your stream, but I did just want to say thank you to everyone, and especially you, Overlord, of course, Agro.
I got much love for you guys. To the Mod Squad.
On social media, I'm just closest with Aggressively Liberal and Overlord, of course. So I really do appreciate everything you guys have done for this country.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
And we appreciate your support.
That brings up something else I want to talk about too, is military veterans running for office. We need more of it. Just because Richard's leaving West Virginia for his own family's sake doesn't mean West Virginia's a lost cause. We just need more people in West Virginia to step up that are ready to take on the fight, man. Like sharpening your fucking blades.
I'm going to North Carolina, and I'm not going to North Carolina to run for office. I don't have to be a politician. It ain't about, to me, it ain't about money. It ain't about the position. I don't give two shits. I become a politician because I watched a bunch of shitbags running around here. I call themselves leaders. And it's hard to me, I get offended when somebody says they're a leader and I know they're not. But I'm going to North Carolina. If I get to North Carolina and I maintain the right to poke anybody in the chest, that's just how it is. But, it is what it is. If I go there and I see some jackaloon I mean, I'll stick a stick in Madison Cawthorn's spokes and push that son bitch down a flight of stairs. Exactly. I don't give a shit.
You gotta get his ass up out of there, straight up. Yeah. And that's why we need people like you there to get it, because we got to get these batshit crazy people out of here. Yeah. I mean, how the fuck Bobert, high school dropout Bobert, man, Margie Kiernan Taylor Greene. This is what we got floating around.
I don't need to be a politician. I don't have to. I like what I do. I'm a national spokesman for No Dim Left Behind. I go down into red rural districts and pick a fight with people, and that's just how it is. And I enjoy that. I'm good at that, So I don't need to be a politician. But I will always maintain the right to be and run if I decide.
Well, I just want to bring that up because I plan on running in Michigan for state legislature, and I think we need more people doing this, guys. Like, I can't keep defaulting to Richard and other people in his position to keep putting up with the bullshit, and get drugged through the fucking mud. When I got 4 kids that are in high school and college. I'm at that phase of life where I can have that fuck you free time. It's not money, but it is time, and that's what some people don't have. And I'm gonna have that fuck you free time soon. And I'm thinking about doing it, but I want to see more. I'm in rural fucking Michigan, man, where it's Trump country, man. I mean,
behind enemy lines. It's gonna take a lot of us, true, because you need to get in there and storm all of that shit.
The key is we got to make sure that every person from light brown to dark brown has the ability to vote.
Absolutely.
Because that's the fight in this country. They do not want to see people of color voting. They realize that the census has showed them the white people are no longer going to be in the friggin' majority. And they are scared shitless of that. And we got to make sure Alabama is absolutely a place where if you know somebody from Alabama and they're white and they're going to the DMV, don't go to the DMV until you call somebody of color and ask them if they need a ride. Because we got to get them there. They said you have to have an ID to vote. And then they said that the people in the housing districts are not allowed to use those IDs. That right there is as racist as it
gets. Of course.
Straight up. Unconstitutional.
Yeah. This is what they want to do, man. This is what they want to do. This is how they want to have this battle.
And make no mistake about it, Donald Trump has tapped into the poorly educated. And now you got people where I'm from that ain't never voted a day in their damn life, but now they got to go vote for Trump. And I'm telling you, I know people ain't voted in their life. Now they vote.
Mm-hmm. I love the poorly educated, I really love him. This fucking guy, he tapped into this weird thing that we didn't know that had this energy behind it, and well, you fucking nailed that
educated. One. It is what it is. The poorly educated. But I'm telling you right now, they don't like Donald Trump for the things Donald Trump did for them. They like Donald Trump for the things he did against the people that they don't like.
Boom.
You separate shield. My family's from Mexico. I say Ojeda because these people around here don't friggin' handle the J well, but it's really Ojeda.
Yeah.
And my grandfather kind of Americanized it when he come here from Mexico. But I'm telling you, these people that when polled in West Virginia when I was running for Congress, and I was literally ahead in the polls, and that was R+54. Donald Trump come down here and called me Ojeda when he was talking about the caravan, and the caravan was the number one issue in West Virginia. You think a bunch of people walking from Guatemala gonna come here and take your jobs? Sad. It's 98.6% white. Get the hell out of here.
Exactly.
That caravan never quite made it, too, did it?
No, but make no mistake about it. In 2024, if Trump runs again, that caravan will come back. It'll come back.
So we can't let that fucker back in office, guys. What y'all talking about, man?
No.
Enough of that white supremacist shit, man.
Yep.
I'm over that. I'm all in. My black ass be out there running for. Let that happen. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Listen. If y'all don't know, man, I'm straight the antithesis of Trump. I can't fuck with Trump, man. My best man in my wedding, man, over with, right? Over with that dude. And we deployed together, man. We was in damn Kosovo together, and he was on that Trump shit, man. And after George Floyd, man, I told him, you know what? I told my puppy become an activist and shit, and he was just like, he said his final faithful 3 words to me: all lives matter.
Eat a bag of dicks.
And so that was it, man. I banned the fuck out of his ass, man. I throw him. I don't give a fuck if I know you 20 years, man. You tell me those 3 words, man. Fuck you, man. I never knew you.
That's what people of privilege say.
Yeah,
and it's straight up privilege.
I think that's one of the biggest loss.
We got no use on the phone.
Oh,
bring them in.
They can hear you. No use for names.
Hey, so the first thing I wanted to say is thanks for Calamity Jane for being here, because you've had to listen to us jackaloons to steal from Major Ojeda. You've had to listen to us asswipes talk for the last 2 months, and it's awesome to get your perspective, and I really appreciate what you've done, and I really appreciate you being on here. I wanted to add like 2 other things. It's really amazing. When I joined the military over 20 years ago, a group of NCOs and officers and combat veterans would not be sitting around talking about mental health. And I think like the fact that we're able to do that right now shows kind of how far we've come, even though we still have a long way to go. And I think it's extremely important for the younger guys coming up to see that and know that like they can seek help. I just wanted to say like how great that is, and I appreciate it. And that was pretty much what all I had to say. This is probably the best stream that I've seen, and you guys are fantastic. So that's all. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you, I hope that Calamity Jane becomes a normal on here. I really do, because I really do believe that you bring so much to the table. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, nobody. I don't give a shit who you are. Nobody has seen the things you guys had to deal with. Nobody.
I'm going to let you guys all know right now. We do daily news on the Trickle Up, and anyone that's in here has an open invitation. Also, my phone number is 269-252-3930. All you motherfuckers can hit me up. That's a public number. I don't give a shit. And I always put up my banner. Is this motherfucker gonna go up? I'm sorry, guys.
I just put it up too.
You dickhead.
That's it.
Hit me up whenever, bitches. Because honestly, that's my own. I have one phone number. That's my cell phone. Right here. If you guys call me right now, I'll answer that son of a bitch. No, I won't answer right now, but it will.
Well, I just texted him to tell it was a caller. So
yeah. But like seriously, like I'm available. I work. I have kids and shit, but I do answer my texts. And I refuse to I'm big on accountability. Because I think all of us in here that serve know that we don't just know what we can recognize leadership, right? And leadership is taking accountability for your mistakes, and all the people around you, under you, you take accountability when things go wrong. That's on me. That shit rolls uphill on me. But when shit goes right, it's not on me. It's all the people around me that got me there, right? We won. I failed. We won. I failed, right? So we recognize proper fucking leadership. I think it's a skill set we need to bring, like I said, when running for office and stuff, but also when it comes to answering your fucking texts. I tell you what, if I have 4 fucking kids and a full-time job and I'm getting a second goddamn job, if I'm taking a fucking shit, I can answer a text, right? So I put it out there. I will answer you guys no matter what's happening within the hour. I promise you that. If you guys want to come on here, you want to air some shit out, I got an open spot for anyone who wants to come here and air out some grievances or talk about a topic that's hitting them. They want a longer format than TikTok or something, feel free to hit me up, man, because we're doing this shit regular, and I want to build this thing up to be open to, people with proper leadership, and can be held accountable for what they say and do. Just want to put that out there for everybody.
Hey, boys, I wanted to add 2 things as well. Number one, anybody on here, if you guys ever need to reach out to me, please do, either on the app or through voice or whatever. I'm always available if you need somebody to talk to. And secondly, you guys were talking about running for office, and unfortunately, in the state that I live in, they're passing a law this year where school boards are now going to be partisan school boards. So you have to declare Republican or Democrat. And so I've decided that I'm going to run for the school board in 22. So some Wednesday I have to go to a meeting with the Democratic Party in the county to kind of learn how to campaign, I guess. So that'll be interesting. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is.
Well, you reach out to me. Reach out to me because I can help you.
Yep.
No dead left behind.
And I'll tell you too.
You guys, wait, what? What were you saying, boys?
I'll say make sure you guys follow at No Dims Left Behind on Twitter. That's where Richard's the spokesperson, and they always help advocates for all the people that are in these red districts that you're really.
Well, I want to also I want to be available to you so we can kind of have a conversation about certain things that are really, really good to do to really let people know you're different than these average same friggin' jackaloons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because
sir.
there's a lot of things you can do that people don't do. Republicans don't do live videos. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So
I just started following you guys.
Start using the term jackaloon. Will that help my campaign?
You're damn straight. Damn
Yeah.
straight. If you need a T-shirt, let me know. I'll mail you one.
Absolutely. All right. I'll hang up now. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Everyone.
Appreciate you, brother.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing too, man. I'll be honest with you, man. U.S. Army Overlord, man. I love your TikTok, man. I love your TikTok, man.
Hey, we're not bad to me.
You call people's ass out, man, and you back it up with shit, man. I love it. I love it. I didn't see you here.
Yeah. That's what made me famous. Matter of fact, we come up in that year, right? I think it was on the 18th when I dropped that first one.
Oh,
that Russian troll, man. I dropped that one, and then it just started rolling up, man, with the defense of Kamala Harris video, and then after January 6th, when I called the other Trumper out, roast the hell out of him. So yeah, I think I was at just at 1:30 when they finally banned me for good. So
Oh
How
my
many
God.
times you're banned? I gotta know this number.
so my official record is I've been banned 12 times, hacked once, and restored 7. So my 3 active accounts is U.S. Army Overlord 6.0. I keep that one on private, and then I got my 8.0 and my U.S. Army Overlord Forever account.
Man, that's
hey, MAGA hates me, man. They hate me, man. In case y'all didn't know.
That's a good.
That's how you know you're doing it right.
That's it.
Well, guys, I'm gonna have to hop off here because I got to do a commercial before I go to bed tonight, man.
All right. Hey, I appreciate you. It was great to meet you.
Hey, let's keep in touch, man. And I'm telling you, let's reach out. I really love to get message. You can hit me up. I'm on TikTok too, man.
Mhm.
We can communicate back and forth on there. And Calamity, please come back. Please come back.
True that.
I hope
Thank
you're back
you.
every time we do this. And yeah, I'm good. Anytime I'm available, I'm there. You know the deal, man. Aggressively liberal gives me a yell, and I'm game. If I can be there, if I clear my schedule for it.
Mm-hmm. And make sure you guys
We
go
appreciate
support
you.
Richard's videos on the Rebel HQ on the YouTube channel.
Okay.
He's on the
All right, guys.
TYT
You are the
team.
man.
I'm popping out, man. I see you guys.
Thank you,
Everyone.
Digger.
All right, there, Sapper.
I don't know how to get out of here. I
Zapper's
see it now. I see it.
I know we just hit the whole close everything.
Boomer
You
out
wanna
with
bring
the
this
AOL.
You want to bring this on here, boys?
What's that?
Give a little bit more of what's going on down here.
Oh, where's that?
Why'd you
at?
bring that up? Ojeda v. Miller.
Oh, yeah. You guys were talking about racists. I was like, speaking of racists, I made a fun little thumbnail. Bing.
Oh, I like it. I fucking like it. I like it.
Guys, I love doing thumbnails. It's like my favorite thing to fucking do. And Richard had so many fun pictures of him pointing at people and flexing and screaming. Then I was like, let me get put it. He said there's a video that we made on our last stream where he said, if I ever see Stephen Miller in an elevator, I'm gonna thump his ass. I said, that's the vision I had, is him with a fucking jackhammer hitting that dude upside. You won't need a hammer.
If we could all turn our cameras off real quick, you can check another thumbnail back here that Boyce made for this stream here.
Oh, okay. How do I?
Yeah, just hit stop cam. But yeah, he made that last night. It's pretty awesome. It was kind of a little bit of a play. We can all come back. A little bit of a play. We get called sheep being on the left all the time. It's just us owning it back, like taking it back from them so they can't use it against us because they're not smart enough to come up with something else. So we just take it back from them, and they're going to go, well, you're a sheep. Just go, bam, motherfucker. Like,
yeah. War sheep, motherfucker. Get some.
War sheep.
Get some. But I really do think we need to get and implore people, or I don't know, beg people that you know that are good leaders, that are veterans, to step up, man, and say, hey, I'll help you. And if you guys don't know how to help, I know a bunch of motherfuckers that can help you, because I am in the political realm with motherfuckers running for office, There's a guy named Tom out in LA. He works for Google and YouTube. He has a website called ofthepeople.us where you can go find candidates that run on certain platforms like Medicare for All, medical marijuana, whatever, right? And so you can go look up individual policies you like, and it lists all the people that have that as their policy platform. Like, there's so many resources people don't know about. And here's the thing. We got a shit ton of fucking volunteers as far as phone bankers and text bankers. That's what really moves the needle. Because during COVID, you can't go knock on fucking doors, right? Text bankers are very fucking efficient. Phone bankers a little more personable. If you're going in, like for me, I did a lot of phone calls in South Carolina for Andrew Yang's campaign, and then for I did a fundraiser for Dr. Jermaine Johnson in South Carolina's 80th district. It's easier to make a connection with people with your own inflection, I guess you say, your own personality can shine through with a conversation than with a text. So if you're going into a hostile territory, it's best to do some phone banking. If it's a friendlier thing as Democrat versus Democrat, kind of if you're in LA or some bullshit, you know, where it's kind of blue versus blue, then you can do a little more text banking and just throw some data at them, because we know data doesn't work on the right? That's just fucking obvious. it's emotional pleas at work on the right.
Mm-hmm. No, Fox fake ass news.
Yeah, man. That's what I think we got to do is keep gathering more soldiers in that way of the soldiers of the ground crew that makes phone calls and text banks or mails out fucking flyers, whatever it might be, right? And help run your social media platforms, build your website. We got a shit ton of volunteers, guys. I can help build websites. I built my own the Trickle Up's my fucking project. I made it. I can help anyone do it. It doesn't take that long. It is complicated, but I've done it a couple times now that it's not complicated, right? But there are opportunities out there that we have, especially as motherfuckers running unopposed. That pisses me off. 320 million fucking souls in this country, 340 million now that are registered to vote, at least, but not registered citizens. Plus the people are here that are not citizens, right? They can.
Yeah, but that's a systemic issue. I mean, it's baked into how we do politics. It's like less people paying attention and holding me accountable, the better for me as a politician or as a corporation. So we're going to push all these agendas, same thing, keep everybody no transparency. Okay, nobody sees what's happening. It's not directly affecting them. I think it's a good thing that, you know, everything that's happened in the last 4 years or so, you know, has brought out a lot of people, the leaders like you guys, to the forefront of what's actually happening, and it's pushing our agenda now to make sure that there's accountability and transparency in our fucking institutions, because we deserve that as citizens that fought for this fucking country.
Yep. That's why I'm beating the drum for ranked choice voting, for open primaries, for publicly funded elections.
Yes.
And we can't end Citizens United without 66%. Like, that's a big fucking number, 2/3 to overturn Citizens United. But we can do it with publicly funded elections.
Yep, there's a reason. There's a reason why, you know, the bell curve of bullshit in our country begins when publicly funded presidential elections ends. You know, with Carter and Reagan, and then that was it. And it all went to shit afterwards.
Corporate highway for corruption.
Baked in. The problem now is 66% don't know what Citizens United is or how it affects them.
Well, because they've also since that time led an assault
propaganda.
On yes. I mean, we were, Ojeda was talking about heroes, throw teachers in there too, right? I mean, since the 80s, they have been, the pawns of the culture war. They have been the ones who have been, and again, I'm married to one and I am one, so I'm biased. But I mean, the minute they call you heroes, I mean, I was telling my wife that, when the whole pandemic was going on, and they were like, "You're a hero," and I said, "You don't want that because now you're expendable, and by September they're going to be calling for your death." And they were literally calling for their deaths a year ago. Right now, they were saying, "How dare you do that? Don't you love the kids? Go into the classroom. It's just your life. It's just your family." You know, and I mean, soldiers have known that since soldiers existed. They call you a hero. Oh shit. Right.
That's why we only call dead ones heroes.
Exactly. Exactly. Because they've earned that. So yeah, it's baked into the system. You are 100% Calamity.
But Calamity, how do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time.
That's right. So it's one election at a time. It's
Damn,
one.
I was gonna say barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce. If you cook it right, you don't need no fucking sauce. First of all, spice that shit up proper. I'm just talking shit, but yeah. So like, it's
Salt
one
and pepper.
election.
That's all you need is salt and pepper.
No, fuck that shit. I got some rub, man. I got some good rubs. I'm Chef Boyardee, guys. So I love to cook. But yeah, so like it's one election at a time, one candidate at a time. If we have every single fucking thing is being challenged, that's how you progress people, and that's how you challenge them. Because the more people they know that are solid people, man, like legit people, and not just some fucking corporate sock puppet with a carrot up their ass like Mr. Ed, then they know there's actually someone that gives a shit. They're gonna pay attention because they know it will make a positive effect. Right now, like I didn't give a flying fuck about politics until 2016. I woke up and was like, huh? What the shit just happened? I didn't see that shit coming. I felt like a sucker because I didn't pay attention. That pissed me off. I felt like a fool because I was. And that offended my ego, and I can't have that shit, right? So I was like, okay, ego, it's time to get fucking informed. So I jumped in both feet, and I think we can inspire others, hopefully, to do the same thing. If you, like, I'm just a normal fucking guy, man. I live in a dead-end dirt fucking road, for real. I'm the very end of that son bitch off a little goddamn inland lake, and I ain't nobody, but I definitely got some opinions. And so I think the more of us that speak up and run for offices, we'll challenge them. Say, bitch, you got to debate me. I got a YouTube channel, asshole. Come on. You don't like my channel, go to a different channel. Someone else can moderate, but I'm going to call you out on the street, on social media. I'll get fucking commercials. I'll run Facebook ads on your dumb ass and call you a punk. They will step up. Eventually they have to. We all have egos. So that's the things we have to do. Like Richard Ojeda took the fight to them motherfuckers in West Virginia.
Yep. That's why you do it.
And they had to try to kill him to shut him up. And it didn't work.
I didn't even know that shit. That's fucking crazy.
Isn't it nuts?
Yeah. There's pictures online, man, of him in the hospital bed. He had 7 broken bones in his skull alone.
Like, so was the sneak attack? What the fuck they do to him?
No, okay. So we actually just did the whole story in our last live stream, but just as a paraphrase, a guy he knew from his hometown said, "Hey, let me get an Ojeda 2020 sticker, or Ojeda whatever the hell 2018 sticker." And he goes, "Yeah, sure thing." He put on a front bumper of his truck. He goes, "You know what? Let me get one for the back too, because I want to see. I want to let them know I'm coming and going." He goes, "Okay." He kneels down to put one on there. Wham! He wakes up and they're like, "Hold on, Mr. Ojeda, the ambulance is on its way." And then fucker beat him to death and left him for dead with brass knuckles.
Wow.
And yeah, he went to the hospital for a minute.
And his ass is out.
4 years. Or I'm sorry, 4 months. Less than 5 months.
Yeah.
Sorry, not years. 4 months. Over 4 months. Yep.
Yeah. See,
and the guy that stole his military record, his physical paper record from the VA, nothing. And
better
that's
man than me, man.
That's
You're
a
better man than me.
The justice system, right?
Yeah. There's no justice. It's just
Injustice.
Let shit go.
Yeah. I can't call it justice. I just call it the system.
And that's why we got to be ready, people. No real shit,
Right.
though. That's why you got to have crews with you that's ready, because yeah, fuck the bullshit.
Yep.
You know, fuck these fake ass patriots, man.
Yep.
Examples have to be made, people. Examples have to be made. Bottom line up front.
That's why I dox myself. You know, come on, again, motherfuckers.
I agree with that statement.
That's
all day.
right.
I agree with that statement all day, by the way.
Fuck them. I live in Coloma, Michigan. It's not a big town, guys. I'm not hard to find.
Yeah, they got
coming tomorrow, boys. I'm coming.
Hey, they got a whole
down the road.
fake IG account doxing my shit. I'm like, dude, whatever. I said, pull on up, dude. I guarantee you ain't got to worry about that COVID shit. You ain't got to worry about none of that shit no more, man. You ain't gonna have no fucking problems, bro.
Yeah.
Zero.
But that's the thing, man. They think that we're weak.
Yeah.
Because we're nice to people.
I think they've painted, I mean, that's the whole thing. They've painted the left as this soft snowflake, all this bullshit. I'm like, listen, yeah, not these vets. Hell no.
What's
We've
tougher
been
than
there.
steel?
We've been there, done that, and we're sticking to our guns and our values. Like those same fucking values that we recited left and right, memorized, fucking
That's right.
Soldier's Creed. That's the
Damn
same
right.
thing that we're living in, and that we're standing up to our society and saying, no, what you're doing is not for the people, and that is fucked up, and that is wrong. There's no integrity, no transparency, no loyalty in what you're doing to this country or the people. So we're done with it. We're gonna stand up. We're gonna talk. We're gonna fucking bring it out there, and we're gonna keep moving forward. We're not. That's the last thing. We're not gonna lose our country to our own people. Not
That's
the
right.
same. No.
Not the fucking Al Qaeda. You can believe that shit, man. Meal Team 6. Fuck the bullshit. Straight up.
If I fought over there, I'm gonna fight here too.
Damn right.
Like I said, guys, I live in very, very rural conservative area. Like I had a guy confront me, ask me questions. I have a Black Lives Matter hoodie with all the names on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wearing it here, and this guy's like, "Hey, buddy," I knew it was a bad start, right? He had a fishing hook and his camouflage hat and a Cabela's thing. I was like, "Okay, here we go." You know, I also judge people on appearances. That's how we're humans, right?
Exactly.
And the fact that he looked the way he looked, and I had one I had on, and his approach, I knew is a problem. And he's like, "What you wearing that for?" I'm like, "Wearing what?" He goes, "That hoodie." I was like, "It's cold, motherfucker. Didn't you notice?" You know, like if you ask a dumb question, you get dumb answers. You get dumb prizes. And, you know, like people like that actually ask me dumb questions. All that, what you doing wearing that? What's a white boy doing wearing that Black Lives Matter shit? I was like, you don't know me. How define white? What is white? Please define white for me first so I can know if that's what I am. You know, like I go down that road because it's fucking pointless. I know it really is. It's not going to fix anything. But I want them to feel stupid because they are. And that's what we're up against, where these people feel emboldened by shithead leadership like Trump and not just Trump, but McConnell, like you guys are saying, Cotton, and that fucking son of a bitch.
Mr. Evan still in here? Mr. Evan, if you're still in here, make yourself known. That fucking tool, Tom Cotton, I tell you what, that motherfucker was an XO in another company.
What?
When I was in DC, yeah, he was not my XO. But he was an XO in another company, and I'm trying to see if I'm going to dox myself here a little bit, but maybe dox Mr. Evan in the process. But Mr. Evan might remember him. Yeah, that guy was a fucking bag of dicks. If you've ever seen one, have you ever seen an 8-up infantry officer? Which I mean, most of the time, infantry officers are pretty fucking 8-up. They're really expendable. But yeah, that guy was fucked.
Yeah, he sucks.
That's all. That's all I got on that guy's a piece of shit.
He is,
man. Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt about it.
Dude,
he's a racist. He's a xenophobe. He's a bigot, and he's a narcissist. He's the poor man's Trump.
He's already beating war drums. Like motherfuckers beating war drums.
Before, we just got
with Iran as a fucking destination. Like, go fuck yourself, you twat.
Yeah, tell him to go to Iran, then come back and tell me you want to go pick a fight.
Yeah, a million-man standing army. No thanks, bud.
Fuck that. And it's none of our business, man.
No.
We got our own fucking problems.
Hey, we got to deal with these fucking white supremacists right here, man.
Fucking ain't right.
I'm on my 6th deployment right here, and this is the most important one.
Man.
Right, I got my fucking battle flag behind me, man. Fuck the bullshit. This is going down, man. This shit right here ain't no fucking way I'll come back to this country and deal with this shit. Man, that's not no way. No way, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. Where we have politicians writing checks for people they don't have to see cash that thing.
We literally have to win the hearts and minds of the fucking Americans again, so they can defend America.
Yeah.
Like literally.
I mean, the problem is that the propaganda machine that they have created around the hero worship of the empire, right? I mean, we will do anything for soldiers as long as we don't really have to do anything for anybody, right? We like vets until we have to write a check,
or unless they're black or trans or gay or
have any problem.
Democrats.
Yeah, right. But that whole system that we have created is crumbling right around us because we've got people who aren't buying into that mythology. They are buying into the one that, I mean, I grew up in Appalachia. It was sold to me, right? I mean, it was like, I mean, like Ojeda said, I could dig coal, sold drugs, or gone into the military. I mean, and so we've got a problem where we've created these ideals, and then this reality is not meeting that, and we've known this for a long time, but we've kind of just, you know, I mean, we had the Russians, right? Well, we'll get together because we got the Russians, and we got the Russians again, and nobody cares.
Yeah,
We
now
got
they cool.
Literally
Now they
look
cool with the
Look,
Russians.
January 6th.
Yes.
Now they
January
fucking
6th.
cool
Jesus
with the
fucking
Russians.
Christ. They're out
Yeah.
there fucking trying to break it down. Fucking beating goddamn blue lives left and right. Fucking
With
on
flags.
camera.
With
With
American
camera.
flags.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers are getting fucking time off to go their vacations.
Yes.
Their fucking vacations.
Carried the treasonous traitor flag up in that bitch and got to go on
How?
vacation with his
How?
kids.
Yeah.
How?
then-
Make it make sense.
Russian state TV is mirroring exactly what Fox fake ass news is saying. Right now, you fuckers are cool with the Russians. That's why we stared them bitches down in Kosovo. Now you cool, better a Russian than a Democrat, right? That's what I say, man. Fuck a fake ass patriot. It's all the way on, baby. You know it's all the way on.
But the Russians aren't. They're not a problem right now because they look like us. They look like me. They look like Boyce. They look like Dutch.
Yep.
Yeah.
When the people of Iran look a little more like.
Yeah, they're brown enough. Let's
Yeah,
go
they're
pick a
brown
fight.
enough. If it's brown, it's down.
No shit, man. There's a cop. There's a cop call if I ever heard one. But that's that's what this is, a racist country built upon racism.
Boom. And that's
Built
what I tell
upon-
them.
Built upon
That's exactly what the
slavery.
fuck I tell them, man.
White supremacy. That's right.
That's it. That's the number one enemy here, man. That's people. That's what disappointed me. That Kamala Harris even repeated that dumb shit that Tim Scott said. America's not a racist country. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Rush Limbaugh damn near became a billionaire selling fucking hate in this bitch, man.
Presidential
Openly fucking
Medal
racist.
of Freedom.
Yes, and then
Let's not forget
and
that.
still no fucking black soldier has received the Medal of Honor since Vietnam. Still this motherfucker. They got a guy that's up close, the one who damn near burned up, man. Sergeant Cash, Sergeant First Class Cash, but still has not gotten it yet.
They made
Right.
him dance for it.
And then even worse, hold on, while we talking about that shit, only one woman in the history of fucking America has got the Medal of Honor, Civil War, and they took that shit back because she was a feminist, right? Jimmy Carter had to give it back to her. So get the fuck out of here, man. Miss me with the bullshit, man. Miss me with the bullshit, man.
Yep.
Miss me with the bullshit. Come on. That's why I say, man.
And they'll erect that
ridiculous.
statue to Lee, right?
Yeah.
They'll do that, right? But yeah.
So that's why I tell people, America racist as fuck, man. It is what it is. I love this country, but you gotta call a spade, man.
It's
And even
2020. Oh, sorry. It's 2021, and people are upset about taking a fucking statue of a fucking traitor.
Exactly.
It's 2021. I mean, imagine if it was a statue of fucking Hitler in Germany.
Right.
Yeah.
The world would be fucking mad that the
Think about it's illegal to fly a Nazi flag in Germany.
Yep.
They give reparations. They give reparations to Jewish descendants. We've done neither.
Nope.
I will say it again, and I've been saying this as a professional, in both political science and in humanities. I've been saying it. We need a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. We need exactly what South Africa had after post-apartheid. We need truth and reconciliation for Native Americans, for African Americans. Keep it going. We need somebody who isn't us to come in and say, here's how you done fucked up. Here's how you fix it. Here's how you bring everybody to the table. And unfortunately, I mean, it would be Germans and South Africans.
Here's the thing, too, guys. For someone to say that someone from Mexico and Central America is not from here is a fucking geographic joke and a historical farce, because they were here. The Native Americans are just cousins of the Aztecs and the Incans and the Mayans, right?
Yeah.
They're just geographically separate with different cultures. It's the exact same fucking people, man. It's nothing fucking new. What's that? The second? Oh, yeah.
It's the second time Lee lost Virginia.
And I was so glad to be there for that bitch. I was so glad to watch that shit come down again.
I got one. As most of you have probably watched the documentary of the Satanic Temple on Netflix over the past week, where it's kind of blown up. This is what we do. If they're refusing to take their Confederate traitorous statues down, we put our own traitorous statue up. Let's see if we get someone to develop a Chelsea Manning statue and put it right fucking next to it.
Well, next to the Satanic Temple's goat deer.
Oh,
No,
nice.
right next to the statues.
Mhm. Yeah.
Gotta have them throwing conniption fits and shit.
Oh my God, they'd catch fire.
The Karens. I could just see the
Oh
Karens.
my God, you want this fucking traitor? Like, one of them's still on active duty. The other one lost the whole ass war.
Yes.
Guys, I'm an out and out fucking downright atheist. You know, like I'm open about it, right? But I fuck with the Satanic Temple because they challenge the racist Christian oligarchy when it comes right down to it.
Good
It's
old
a
white
science-based
Jesus.
faith.
These motherfuckers will bring a statue on your ass real quick.
Your
I've
book.
got my membership certificate over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I joined.
Oh.
I joined when I had a daughter, and they made abortion a sacrament.
Yes.
That
I
book
joined immediately so that if my daughter
is
ever
not
gets in any
just
trouble, she can say,
satanic.
"My father was a Satanist. I was raised in a Satanist church or Satanist home."
is the Church of Satan, which is different than the
Right.
Satanic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever
It's the
it takes,
Satanic
man.
Temple. Yeah. But the
Very
Satanic Temple is the
interesting.
one that puts up the
Baphomet
the
statue.
statues of the
They be
statue.
all right, man. Good shit. Let their head spin around a few times.
Fucking hell, man.
But
See
they
if
tried
white
to do
Jesus
that,
can save
right?
you.
They were going to pass out
White
Bibles
Jesus.
in
That's my
Florida.
favorite bit.
Woo!
That's my favorite thing you do is when you go off on white Jesus.
Oh, I gotta
man.
let them have it, man, because I'm over it, man. I'm over that shit, man. Like I said, we've been beat over that shit for quite so many years, man. And I'm over it. Like,
But
I'm
it's going
over
to
that
take
shit.
people look like me and these two gentlemen with me here. It's going to take people like us to call these motherfuckers out,
Yeah.
which is sad, right? You
Yeah.
saying it should be enough. But this is America. They don't give a fuck.
No, straight up.
They
You know how they
don't
do
give
bias.
a
Get to the
flying
back of the
fuck.
bus. Get your ass to the back of the
Nope.
bus. That's how they do.
Stop resisting, motherfucker.
Yep.
That's all they got to
Yeah.
say, right?
Yep.
Everybody's
Quit
still kind
complaining
of
about
lagging.
dying. Yeah,
Like,
quit complaining
yeah,
about
exactly.
dying and shit. So
Yeah, go ahead,
Yep.
Ken. You're lagging a little bit, but you're good.
Y'all did a great job though. But my yeah, I know my Wi-Fi couldn't keep up. I did it last time on laptop, but my laptop was I'm a snitch on her. She closed my damn laptop when it was running the program, so I'm putting it out. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
But yeah, we've got to call it like you're saying. Overlord
When I opened it back up to try to start it, I was blue screen. So
okay. Oh, blue screen.
No.
That's the death of a laptop. It sucks when you get a lag though, man. I know it's frustrating. But yeah, we as white Americans have to call out other white Americans for the racism and the systemic racism. There's a book called Hawaiians, man, for sure.
exactly.
Yeah, man. Just stolen land, flat out.
Yeah, you should have saw when I was writing an American Studies program for the college that I teach at to connect up with University of Michigan, and one of my colleagues asked me, "Well, it says you'll study the Americas and cultures of the Americas. What does that mean? North America, South America, Central America, Mexicans, Native Americans?" And I just answered yes. The answer was yes.
hold on.
It's America, motherfucker. Yes. All of it. Hawaii too. But I mean, the Hawaiians, again, probably would not like to be part of America, but that's another conversation.
No.
You know, the Puerto Ricans have said time and time again, yeah, we're good being a territory, but nah, I don't want that state shit.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, make Puerto Rico a state. It's like, no, give them the option.
They voted.
is true.
They voted.
Stop saying make them a state. Fuck that shit.
Give it
That's
to DC,
how-
man. Give it to DC.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Give it to DC, man, so we can
Mhm.
give it to get their ass the business up here.
Speaking of DC, Reverend Wendy Hamilton is running for your Senate position out of Washington, D.C.'s district. She is fucking legit as hell. That's my girl. She's Reverend Wendy. And I respect
All
the
right.
shit out of her, man.
Good shit.
And again, I'm an atheist, but I respect
Look
the
at
shit
that.
out of her because she's a real one, man. I
Yes,
really,
sir.
really, she's good people. And she was the religious consultant for Andrew Yang's campaign in 2020.
Well,
That's
there
why
you go, then.
I met her.
Okay.
But yeah, man, we've got great people out there, man. We just got to spread the message and get them recognition, get them on more screens, get them on more phone screens and TV screens, man.
Yep.
we got to get them on the Young Turks. You know what I'm saying? Fuck
True.
their corporately sponsored media. Well, Young Turks is kind of there too, but I got to give them a shout out for Richard Ojeda. So fuck it, I'm down with the Turks. Hey man, they got our subscriber back. I unsubscribed from all their bullshit, and then I said, okay, they got Ojeda. Cool, you got me. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna listen to you for a minute. I don't agree with some of your shit. I see through your bullshit, but I still respect you for hiring a real one again, like Richard Ojeda, because that motherfucker.
Yep.
Like a Super Mario Bro, you hit that fucking fire brick, man. Your ass
Yes.
is spitting
Hey,
fire.
I used to do his videos all the time on TikTok, man. You do the tag team duets, like hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I got to meet him in person in Grand Rapids, Michigan I went to a Donald Trump rally, and I was there for a protest, and they had that baby Huey fucking looking Donald Trump diaper inflatable thing.
Diaper Dodd, baby.
Yeah. Diaper Dick Stain Donald Trump. What's that guy's name? Anyway. But yeah, Richard Ojeda was there, and he was the main speaker for this protest in Grand Rapids. And someone called him a traitor and a coward in the crowd, a military guy. He jumped down off that stage and got nose to nose and said, "Smell my breath because I'm in your grill." And he got chest to chest, that motherfucker, about shit fucking buttermilk. Because he jumped off that stage. That's a big man. He's a thick individual.
That's it.
He is thick.
You gotta meet that energy.
looks like
You gotta
he's
meet
building a
that
tree.
energy
Yeah.
head to head.
Yep.
They
Straight
don't
up,
expect
man.
anything else.
He's a fucking tree trunk. I ain't gonna lie, man. He's scary thick.
Yes,
and
Michael
like-
Rapport. That's my spirit animal
Michael
right there.
Rappaport.
Yeah,
yes.
I love when he fucking roasting their ass, man. That shit was delicious last year when he took that L, man. We was doing the victory
yeah.
lap on their ass, man.
I like he goes like this, guys. Dick Stain Donald Trump. That's my favorite fucking thing when he calls him Dick Stain. That's like the best. And that's and if you guys know, I'm a movie guy. That's Remy from Higher Learning.
Mm-hmm.
And to see that's who he is now is what he played, which probably hurt him a little bit to play that part of a flat out racist saying some fucking foul shit. I don't know if I could do that job, man. I don't know if I could do it. But that's a fucking bad dude right there. And he's like, he burns bridges all the time, man. Fuck you then, like I like his style.
Yep. It's needed now, man, because since Trump opened this door up to all the Pandora's box to all this bullshit, we've got to meet their ass out there with that same energy, man. We got to let them know, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Like Calamity's saying, man, you got to meet that energy with more energy.
Yep. Straight up. You're not getting no free pass here, man.
Yeah.
You got to earn your fucking free throws.
I'm looking forward to running for office here because I want these motherfuckers to come for me, and I can't wait. Guys, again, I put all my shit out there. There's nothing that they can come at me. I own everything. I'm a felon that was never caught, motherfuckers. I'm slick.
Right?
We're all felons. We just didn't
That's
get caught.
true. That's true.
According to fucking Joe Biden's crime law.
I just didn't get in the fucking car, man. That was it. That's the reason. That's the reason why my ass joined the army and didn't go fucking through this time, man. I didn't get in the car.
Thanks to the 1980 whatever crime bill, we're all felons that just didn't get caught. 3 misdemeanors is a felony,
Right.
So that's how I see it. I'm a felon that didn't get caught. My little brother's got a rap sheet like a motherfucker for assaults and batteries, but he got caught. I fought in a cage. Fuck that shit. I ain't trying to go to jail. I'll pay my money and get in there and get that shit out of my system, just for shits and giggles. But I'm too old for that shit now. So fuck that noise.
Sure did.
I'm fucking 46, bitch. Good Lord. But back in my 20s, I was not the fucking, and I had no kids, man. Ooh, I was reckless.
Hold on, man. How the hell you claiming boomer at 46?
No, that's that asshole right here.
Oh, I'm about to say, dude, that's you Gen X all the way, dude.
Stick breath over there, man. Yeah, I'm Gen X.
Yeah,
I mean,
we both Gen X.
Anybody older than him.
I don't see a dissimilarity there. I don't see a dissimilarity between Gen X and boomers. Y'all smell the same.
That's true.
Who said that?
Ooh.
Here's my political campaign slogan right there. It's gonna be on T-shirt, baby. Quote it. But we got this up here pulled up, man. Mute the Media, guys. That's a Patreon.
I'll go ahead and I'll talk about that while we have a little bit of an opportunity.
Mhm.
Well, at Mute the Media, we've had the opportunity and pleasure to set up a Patreon. Let me scroll down so you can see a little bit better. We got 3 different tiers. MTM being Mute the Media. We've got the Swarm member at $2 a month. That gets you Mute the Media Swarm. It gets you to be able to be part of the Swarm and mark yourself as a Swarm and a sus individual. And then banned content will be pushed out through the Patreon. So whenever Mute the Media or any Mute the Media creators get any content banned, we'll get it put on there. And we have our Swarm leaders. This is going to get you the Discord benefits, access to a Mute the Media private Discord, and then you get everything that comes with the $2. Then the $10, which is the Mute the Media Swarm Commander, $10 a month. You're going to get the Discord and the opportunity inside the Discord to access voice chat, video chat with Mute the Media creators and other Swarm commanders. This is your fastest track to get noticed and become a Mute the Media creator if necessary, as well as everything that is in Swarm Leader and Swarm Member. And then the most fun part is you get a 20-minute TikTok dual live with Mute the Media creator of your choice monthly. So that's a lot of fun. And then also, as you guys can see, we've got this sweet new logo that is the Mute the Media Swarm. That'll be our monthly logo for this month, and it's on all of our merch. We do have a creator by the name of Shay for UBI. How do you say it? Cheyenne for UBI is currently wearing some of the new this month's merchandise.
That's what's up.
Get that marketing.
Shay. Yeah, I need to rethink my Patreons. I don't really do shit on there like I need to be, but it's a lot more work, man.
Yeah, true that. I ain't
It's a
tried
lot of
that
work.
shit yet.
And just to show you a lot of work, Cheyenne is putting hours upon hours upon hours a day in for free, like kicking it. So help us, help her by lightening the load and bringing in a little bit to help us with the cause. We do have costs associated with operating, and then we've got individuals.
We all self-funding, right? And we ain't fucking quote unquote billionaires.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well, Boyce is sponsored by Boomer Beer.
What's that?
Yeah,
Boyce is sponsored by Boomer Beer.
Yes, it's also called Pigeonhole, dick face.
I'm putting myself underneath a Boyce, so it's easier for me to point.
It makes it a little less confusing for you
when I'm talking shit about it.
Oh man, but yeah,
Thank you,
that's
Shai, for all your work.
What?
I was just saying, thank you, Shai, for all that work. It's helping spread the word and grow the network, and I think it's amazing.
Yeah, this is a cool thing here. I love this, guys. This is straight. This is what we need out here in this battle.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, guys. Just so you guys know, the Trickle Up, I'm trying to position myself to be the main media source for Andrew Yang's third-party run when he makes one. So there's some shit coming. That's October 5th. This book comes out, and there's gonna be some movement. And fuck the duopoly first and foremost. Fuck the Democrats and fuck the Republicans. They're all cowards. They're all traitors, and they're all colonizing fucking hacks. And
they're all paid for.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're actors. They're not even they're actors.
Straight up.
They don't write their own legislation. The what do you call it? The think tanks write it for them. They even fuck up and leave their letterhead sometimes. They're lazy fucking paid actors. But that's the thing. If we can keep bringing more great people to fucking together, man. Absolute pleasure to meet Calamity and Overlord, man. I just love it. I love jumping on your lives, dude, because I like dunking on those dumb fucks too in your lives, just in the comments. It's fun.
Yeah, you know, I be getting them hard, man. We show up no quarter in that shit.
Yeah, there's a black flag for you. Wait. Oh, my bad. Reading the message. But yeah, guys, I gotta get going personally. I gotta go.
Likewise
in the morning.
Yeah. My wife has let me know it's after damn 11 p.m. here.
Yeah, I'm on Eastern time too, man. I'm in Michigan, so I got to go get up and see my patients in the morning, and hope I don't get COVID again. All right, cool. I've never had COVID. I don't want to get COVID at all. Fuck that. But anybody else want to get some last second shout outs to their channels where they can find you guys? Go ahead and spit it out. Start with you.
I have. Oh,
my thumb crooked. There we go.
Ladies first.
Yes.
Ladies first.
Okay, I'll take it. I don't have a channel. I don't have anything. I'm just here for the people. I support this cause. I'm here for it. I hope to do this again. This is my very first one. I enjoyed it. I love the dialogue, and you guys get me fired up. Love it. Thank you again for letting me in.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to meet you.
We didn't let you in. We kind of made you come here.
Hey, everybody already know me, guys. USArmyOverlord. I'm out there on Twitch is my home base now, man. And like I said, my latest TikToks that's not banned is USArmyOverlord 8.0, 6.0, and then USArmyOverlord Forever. And then I'm also on YouTube. But like I said, my main shit is going to be on IG and Twitch is USArmyOverlord. So, and I'll be here as much as you guys need me. Love what you guys doing here. And I'm going to continue to do it. I support you as much as I can.
Oh,
yeah.
Too late.
All right, guys. Hey, victory in that cold civil war, Union Gang represent. Power to the people.
There it is. All right.
So thank you everybody for coming in here, and remember to mute the media.
Absolutely. All right, guys. You guys take it easy, man.
Yep.
Let's kill this damn thing.